This is Snake. Can you hear me? Good. The mission is simple. Put your geek pants on and infiltrate Foxhound. If you need backup, contact Ken and Chris on their codec frequency. Ready? Snake out.
Here's something that I heard that actually really, it actually irked me. So, apparently they're going through with another Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie.
Yeah.
But,
yeah,
they're recasting every single one of them.
And it's a reboot.
Even though...
They just did one last year.
It was it last year?
I think it was last year.
So they just
Maybe 2 years.
Yeah,
it's
within 2 years.
It's very recent.
It's within recent memory. A.
Yeah.
B. It was actually good.
It was a good movie.
You know,
yeah.
It was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really super dark and edgy, but it also wasn't so campy and over the top.
Yeah.
It actually was a pretty good blend of both. And every single one of the stars that's in that movie now is actually a bigger name than they were.
Yeah.
So some of them had bigger names than others within that cast, but then, boom, now they're huge.
Yeah.
Like, every single one of them is a huger name.
It's probably the real reason behind the reboot. They can't afford that cast to come back.
Okay, but if I remember correctly, Power Rangers actually made money. Not lots.
No, my nose is so itchy today. I don't do coke. I just want everyone to know that. My nose is just fucking really itchy.
You know, it makes me think you do coke.
Saying I don't
just
do
out
coke.
of the blue, you're just like, I don't do coke.
I just want people to know that, like, me doing this, like, pretty much the whole episode because my nose is driving me insane today.
It's because I don't
do coke.
For some reason, I snort heroin.
Yeah.
I don't get nearly as fucked up.
No.
But anyway, it doesn't help that all of a sudden you start doing this, like...
Yeah, now I'm going to do it on Twitter.
I don't do coke.
Right up the arm.
Speaking of which, does anyone have any coke? For some reason, totally unrelated, I feel like doing coke.
Yeah, totally
I've never done it before. I'd like to try it. I feel like I'd like it.
Mm-hmm.
The answer is yes, you would.
I like Fun Dips. Is it like that? Without the candy stick?
Well, okay, so from my experience with cocaine... Hey, Auntie Linda. This... Anyway.
Should I just bleep out that? So my experience, beep.
No, here's what it was.
That could be anything.
Here's what it was. This is like in high school. So this is ages ago.
Yeah, half a lifetime ago.
Almost 2 decades ago, if you really want to get fucking technical. A bunch of guys. Hey, they're getting their cocaine ready. I'm off in my own world. I don't even realize that they're getting cocaine ready. Yeah, so it comes around. Looks like a cigarette. So, I go to take a drag. And this is great. These two guys know that I've never done cocaine in my entire life. Never even said, like, hey, next time you guys are doing cocaine, how about I join in with you? Because I'd like to try this. Especially because, how often do you just hear somebody just randomly go, cocaine, I want the full word in there.
Yeah.
You know? It's usually like, you got some coke? Dope. But anyway, so, pass around. I go, you know what, I'll take a drag. And they go, oh yeah? Take a huge haul. Like, okay, whatever. Take a huge haul. Exhale, I go, okay, so whoa, what was that? Swear to God, this was the response I got. You just did cocaine, pal. I was like, oh my God. Wow. And for 10 minutes, I was like, woo, this is awesome. Right? So, normal levels of dopamine, we'll call it, because that's the word. I'm here, right? 10 minutes later, now I'm here.
Skydiving.
So I went from like, yeah, I totally understand why people do cocaine. This is amazing. To, oh God, I feel actually fucking terrible. I think I'm going to go home. The whole idea was we were waiting for other buddies to, find weed and beer. And then they were going to come back. Then we were going to go jam. I got so messed up. Like, I came off it, I was so low that I was like, I just gotta go home. Like, and this is before everyone had a cell phone, so I was like, yeah, when they get here, just tell them I went home. Like, I can't do this, right? That was the first time. Second time was willingly. This time I was like, you know what? Maybe there's a one-time deal. Let's try this again. Same thing.
Up.
Great.
And down.
Just awesome. Like if you took the feeling that you got from buying, say, that right there, that feeling, and you multiplied it by 10.
Okay, that was a pretty great feeling when I got that.
Exactly. So multiply that by 10, right?
Yes.
So you're like, yeah! Now, do the exact opposite. In fact, now you're worse. Now this time, it actually lasts for 2-3 days. Yeah, same thing happened.
So it's kind of like buying this, getting home, so excited, taking it out of the bag, and realizing you bought the Amazing Spider-Man.
That's right. But the super expensive box set for Amazing Spider-Man.
That's totally non-returnable.
Exactly. You can't even refund
you're stuck with it.
You're stuck with it.
Forever.
Yeah.
That's a bad feeling.
I left again.
That's a bad feeling.
I left again. I was like, guys, I gotta go home. I can't do this. And on the way home, I was literally like, so remember when I said, like, this is why people do cocaine?
Yeah.
Afterwards, I was like, when I came down the second time, I was like, no, this is why people do cocaine. Because they don't want to feel this anymore. Because every time you do it, obviously it gets worse and worse.
So you
just gotta do whatever you gotta do. And that was the last time I ever did it.
Yeah.
Never did it again. And in fact, I had been in situations where people were doing it.
Yep.
This is why I always laugh, like, in the movies and stuff, eh? Because in the movies, they make it seem like, so the guy goes, yeah, I don't like cocaine. And the guy goes, you don't want to do no fucking cocaine? What are you, fucking narc? Gone out on the table, and all of a sudden the guy got to do cocaine, or whatever drug that's there, because here's what happened to me. Hey, man, you want to start a line? No, man, I'm good. I'm not really into it. Not even before I finish my sentence. All right, man.
Whatever.
Yeah, cool. Whatever.
More for me.
Yeah, I'll actually just go outside and smoke while you guys are doing that. At that point, they didn't even hear me. I left the house. They didn't even know I was gone. Oh, you were outside. Oh, shit. We were just, yeah, no. I know. We talked. You didn't take any? No, I didn't want any. Cool. More for us. Nobody once was like, hold on. You gotta do a line of cocaine, otherwise we don't know you're cool. And also, if I'm an undercover cop, I'll probably do half a line just so you don't think I'm an undercover cop.
Yeah, I think the best undercop covers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly, I'm not doing cocaine.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
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 Right.
Ultimately,
yes.
Not worth it. Not worth it. Not at all. I'm actually, it's one of those where, like, because I'm an adult now, so I don't really care. If somebody goes, oh, geez, Chris, I can't believe in high school 1,000,000 years ago you did cocaine. I said, yeah, I did it twice. Mm-hmm. And, I've never done it since. Mm-hmm. And I have no proclivity to do it again.
Crazy thing is, like, when you were doing that, having that night, I was probably at home playing with toys in my wrestling ring.
No, you weren't.
I don't know.
Not at this point.
I was pretty old when I was still doing that. I would put on the CDs. I would decide which toys get which theme songs. I would have some pretty rock.
Oh, see, I did it with my mouth.
I used to do that until I got a portable CD
That's
player.
quite a bit of setup. That's elaborate.
It is a lot, but
that
you know what? Elaborate. You know what? Having my little Marvel Legends Daredevil come out to Puff Daddy's Godzilla theme, whatever the fuck it was called. But it was awesome.
That's right. That's that one where they rip off Led Zeppelin.
I had a little championship, WCW championship belt around my Daredevil. Yeah. Yeah,
see, I never had the belts for mine, but I acknowledge that they were champions, right? But like I remember, what was it, Age of Apocalypse Magneto? Mm-hmm. And he had that plastic add onto his hand, so it was that giant piece of like metal that he wrapped around it. And it was like this, so giant choke slam. Apocalypse was another one. He had like his hands open. Oh, yeah, the big, He had his hands open, so you could also do like choke slams. Mm-hmm. He did a skull slam, actually, because he could fit over most of the skulls. Nice. Yeah, I had a lot of the Age of Apocalypse stories, actually, now that I think about it. Because Weapon X, the Wolverine guy, he would do stunners with his stump hand. Because it was perfect. It was perfect for stunners. That's awesome. Yeah. What else? I also had, Cyclops. Oh. Because he had the straight arm. The Age of Apocalypse? Yeah. That was a badass toy. DDT. That was a bad... Straight arm, DDT. Nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice. I love that. And depending on who, like, the level of feud, he might have to take it to the top rope to do the avalanche DDT. That's like the supreme finisher, right? So... See, my Daredevil, because that was like my go-to toy. He was my champion for a while.
I had a WCW.
Yeah, I remember that,
I had a WCW title from my brother's Goldberg figure.
Right. Yes.
And I had
That's
a
how you got that.
WWF
That's right.
title, WWF at the time, from my Undertaker figure.
Right.
And
yes.
then all my tag team titles, my cruiserweights and all that was like my sister's hair ties.
Yep, I remember that. I remember that as well.
Because they had the little gold rim on them.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
perfect.
That's
It was
right.
perfect. But yeah, no, Daredevil would do the, because he was so opposable, he would do the Sweet Chin music.
I actually want to see if I can find
Never heard
these
Piranha.
toys, because I also had, I had Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth, Apocalypse, Magneto.
That was an amazing toy line.
X-Men, or
Weapon X?
X-Men, or no, Weapon X, sorry.
Yeah, Weapon X.
Cyclops.
Yeah. You had almost all of them, actually.
I had almost all of them.
Because I know we had the Apocalypse, the Sabretooth, the Weapon X. I never had the Cyclops. I always loved your Cyclops. I never had him.
Now, he was so bitchin' looking, like fucking
Yeah.
motorcycle
The long
boots,
hair.
long hair,
Yeah.
one eye.
One eye.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he was wicked.
He had like the emo look, he had a
Yeah.
beard and everything. I was just like, holy shit, he just looked awesome.
That was really
That was Steve Epting art. That was Steve Epting art. That's what it was. That was the Steve
I feel like
Epting
that's a
art.
story I should revisit.
I want to.
I think I would respect it more now that I can actually respect stories. Like back then, I as a kid,
I loved it.
You-
though. I loved
you
it.
weren't really pay attention to story when you were a kid, though. The art brought you in.
No, the art brought me in because I'm a sucker for Joe Madureira and the Kuberts. I'm a sucker for those three specifically.
Yeah.
I always liked Adam more than Andy.
Yeah.
Just because he had a little bit more, like, I feel like his style suited Wolverine.
Oh god, yeah, that's my
'Cause
definitive Wolverine art.
Yeah, like, those guys, they brought me in, but the story was still fucking awesome. So good, because like I said, I got the bookends.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I get the bookends unless I love the stories, right?
Yep.
But yeah, I think that was, I think they did a Blink toy, but I didn't get Blink.
Yeah, who else is it? Jean Grey. There was a Jean Grey.
Yeah, I didn't get her for sure.
I didn't have her either. Honestly, I think Apocalypse, Sabretooth, and Wolverine were the only three I had.
I stole all mine. I think I only bought maybe one. I have to look this up. Geek Pantsers, I have to apologize, but I gotta look this up.
That's fine. For everyone that doesn't know, we record way in advance, so we will be talking about stuff today that will likely be news from 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I am Ken Levitsky, that is Chris Mercier, and this is the Geek Pants Camcast. Chris, you know what?
Again?
You know what this week is?
Hold on 1 second. Hold on, because I got the full picture here. So, Blink for sure.
Yes.
Morph.
Oh yeah, they did do a morph.
They did a morph. They did a Black Beast.
Right.
They did Nate Gray the X-Man.
I had Dark Beast, actually.
Yes, you had Dark Beast. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah.
I did have Dark Beast.
They also did...
Is Sugar Man part of that line?
Sugar Man.
I had Sugar Man. He was creepy as hell. I don't know why I bought
Sugar
that
Man was
toy.
part of that line. And there was... one more. I don't know who this is.
Gambit, right?
No. Iceman.
Iceman.
Because
really?
he was all like, he was all fucking jagged and weird. Remember? So anyway, sorry Geek Pantsers. I whipped out the phone. Probably the earliest in a long time that I whipped out the phone.
That's alright. It happens.
That's right. But
happens
all
from
I have to
time
say is,
to time.
once again, thank you so much for joining us. This is... it's awesome. It's just awesome that you guys are willing to join us on our journey of talking about the stuff that we would have talked about anyway, whether you were listening or watching or not. Because you can listen and you can watch.
What you're seeing here has been our conversations for 30 years. Probably weren't talking about cocaine 30 years ago.
No.
But...
No, because, like, I didn't tell too many people. Like, the guys I hung out with at the time, they all knew because they were there. But I wasn't like, hey, everybody, guess you did cocaine 2 times and didn't like it. But
walking around with a shirt. I did cocaine and all I got was this fucking shirt.
Actually, I feel like if you do enough cocaine, you're gonna lose that shirt.
You're gonna lose that shirt.
Because you're gonna do things to get more cocaine. Luckily, though, like I always find it funny because cocaine, at least wasn't. It's not as like crack. Like crack is the one, and meth. Those are the two where you're like you're gonna do some shit to get more. Like and it doesn't matter. Like
the
there's
nasties.
no.
The nasties.
Yeah, exactly. The nasties.
Yes.
So anyway, enough about that crazy fucking shit.
But you know what this week is?
What is this week? Yeah.
San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, yes,
You know
that
why
is
I love
correct.
San Diego Comic-Con? Because all the coolest comic book related news comes out this week.
Yes, it does.
So
I'm actually
the
pretty
next
excited because
episode-
there's a huge X-Men stuff.
Lots of X-Men stuff.
Huge X-Men stuff.
In fact, right before we shot this episode, I read an article on Newsarama where Hickman was throwing shade. Jonathan Hickman, who's going to be doing House of X and Powers of 10, as it's pronounced.
Okay,
It's
alright.
Powers of X, but he said it's Powers of 10.
I mean,
So-
I let that slide when they refer to Wolverine as Weapon 10.
It's Hickman. I mean, he does.
Yeah.
I'm expecting.
Yeah.
I'm expecting a lot of reading in his book.
This is the kind of corner of the universe that lends itself to his writing stuff.
Oh, big time.
Like I said, like his Fantastic Four run is a run I want to check out.
Mm-hmm. His Avengers was incredible.
I actually read the first.
I read it right up to Infinity, and then I didn't get to read Infinity.
I read the first 6-issue arc where they established the Red Onslaught.
Yeah.
Or Onslaught.
Onslaught.
That's gross.
Yeah, he created the Black Order.
Yeah, no, I know that. Yeah, because they took that straight from the Infinity run.
Straight.
But anyway.
But no, he was throwing shade at Marvel Comics today, saying that they need to stop taking their ideas from Marvel Studios because it should be the other way around.
Thank you.
And
Hold on. There are some aspects where I'm okay with that.
Some
Tweaking Tony Stark, 100%.
Yeah.
That was a smart move. But tweaking every character to be like Tony Stark?
Like, yeah, you know what? Like, everyone's like, you know what? Star-Lord was amazing during Abnett and Landing's run. Yeah. And now he's just another bro in the Marvel Universe.
See, I wish I would have read the Annihilation run. But, I mean, he was always supposed to be... He was supposed to be a douchebag all the way through, and then his arc was supposed to get better as a hero. Yeah. So I'm okay with how they're doing it in the movies, though, because he's still.
I love it in the movies. It's okay to do it different movies, and that's what he's saying. It's like you should look at something to I don't know what he's saying, but you shouldn't be a copy. And if something is based on you, you shouldn't go copying yourself off what's being based off of you.
The only thing I'll say about that, though, and I get where he's coming from. Yeah. But the thing that I'll throw out is a conjecture, if you will. Yes. Is so this is the first time you've ever come across a superhero movie. You watch a superhero movie and you go, "Hey, I really like that movie. I want to check out the comic books." And you check out the comic books, and the character that you really like in that movie looks a lot like the guy in the comic book, but nothing else is the same. Mm-hmm. So what do? Do you still buy the comic book? I mean... Probably not, because you're like, I don't know who this guy is. Why would I...
It's a tough call, though. I mean, I don't know. I think Marvel instead...
Think outside of your comic book, blood.
But the thing is, I watch the movies, and for the most part, I love them, even though the characters are a lot different than the comics. So... Shouldn't someone that watches the movies first be able to do the same with the comics?
Yeah, but you're also...
And then I would just say read the Ultimate line, because that's way closer to the
movies. But you're also used to the comic book versions maybe not necessarily being like or the movie versions not necessarily being like the comic books. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. How many times have we walked in there going this didn't happen in the comic books. They didn't do this. And this is all canon, you know what I mean? Now we're obviously a lot better. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I remember with funnily enough, X-Men 1, without spandex costumes, I remember being like, wait, what? They're gonna have the leather suits? Yeah, once you watch the movie and they make the jokes about it, it makes perfect sense. Yeah. And then it bled into the comic books. Yeah. But let's face it, you wanted to see Wolverine in his fucking blue and yellow, giant shoulder pads for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You wanted to see Cyclops in his, Jim Lee inspired blue tactical suit that looked awesome. You wanted to see them in their comic costumes. Now, since those movies have become so successsul, which is why we're talking about them on this Camcast. What? This is part 1 of 4 parts for X-Men.
3 parts.
Because we already covered Deadpool.
3 gigantic parts. Yeah, we did Deadpool last year. I'll throw up a link somewhere here. So you can click on that and check it out.
And Deadpool too.
Yeah, we did both Deadpools. And we also, I already also did why the X-Men movies are special to me.
Yeah.
I didn't really dive into reviewing, though.
Although I
was
did really like that.
I was holding that off for
I
you.
really like that, and I was actually like, I was going to do something similar.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
Obviously for Superman.
You know what? I feel like it will still happen.
It's going to, but anyway. Like, once you watch the movie, immediately you're like, okay, I'm okay with those costumes.
Yeah.
Don't try and tell me you weren't like, wait, what do you mean they're not going to be in those costumes? Of course you were.
I mean, I was expecting it when they were announcing it, but then when they revealed how they were going to look, it didn't really piss me off either.
Yeah, but you weren't like, yeah!
I wasn't like, yeah, but when I saw the trailer, I was like, yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. As soon as you saw it in motion, it was kind of the same idea that I had. The same thing with the Spider-Man suit from PS4.
I don't know if they showed a picture of all the X-Men in their costume before the movie, because the internet was, like, really young.
No, we got those trailer teasers where they had, like, his face, and so you just saw bits.
Right.
You know?
That's right, they did those posters.
Yeah, so you just saw bits and stuff. But anyway, so I noticed you're wearing a very sweet...
Oh yeah, you can fully expect an X-Men shirt, a different X-Men shirt for every one of these episodes.
Yeah. So
I'm an X-Men.
So I don't have any X-Men shirts at all.
Well, that's a sweet Archangel shirt.
It's a Nightwing shirt.
I was just trying to make it
a
X-Men shirt.
But I'm gonna reach a bit here for a little bit of a tie. Okay. So at one point, Nightwing was called Robin. Right?
Yes.
And at one point, Robin was the leader of the Teen Titans.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Which at one point was regarded as DC's answer to...
Giant-size X-Men.
Just X-Men in general.
Just the X-Men in general.
Yeah, because it was a bunch of young kids that weren't necessarily normal, and they were trying to save the world. So DC went, well, we gotta do that too. And then George Perez and Marv Wolfman went, we'll do that with the Titans. And they did just that. So kinda, sorta...
Wow, you really... You dove deep into the history with that one.
I had to, because otherwise, the one or two people that actually comment will go, wait a minute.
What was their run was, what, 83 or so? Early 80s sometime there?
I believe it was actually 88.
Oh, it was later.
It was mid to late.
It was earlier for some reason.
Mid to late. We'll say mid to late.
Yeah.
So,
because I think Giant Size X-Men #1 was 79.
Yeah. But the thing was, so X-Men was already becoming a huge seller.
Yeah.
That DC was like, well, we want kind of the same thing, and I think their options were Doom Patrol. But at the time, Doom Patrol was very close. Or no, Challengers of the Unknown was one option.
Okay.
But Challengers of the Unknown was might as well have been their version of Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And then Doom Patrol was another. But again, so they were just like, well, they're teenagers, right? Because for the longest time, the X-Men were teenagers, right? It wasn't until actually the 90s run that they aged them a bit. So that Scott and, like, the main cast was actually closer.
Yeah, the main cast was older.
Early to mid-20s.
Wolverine was older, obviously. But yeah, no, you're right. Like, Colossus and Nightcrawler and Storm, they were all... I think Storm was around a later age, too, but... Yeah. The other ones were all...
Well, but, like, unless they explicitly stated it, like, when Kitty Pryde was introduced... Yeah. She was explicitly stated at being, like, 13.
She was young.
And they made a point of saying, like, that's why you two can't date, you and Colossus. No, because he's 16 or 17 at the time, right? So, yeah.
But he hit that in the end. Hard. My man Colossus.
Yeah. So anyway, that's after the ramble on. It's X-Men.
X-Men.
It's X-Men.
From the year 2000.
From the year 2000.
When you thought the world was going to end, it didn't.
Instead,
we just got X-Men.
Remember that Conan O'Brien thing? When he and when he and Andy would look to the future, and then after the 2000s hit, they kept doing that bit. That was great.
That was a
so
great
in the year 2000, the movie called X-Men will come out.
Yes.
And it will shatter your expectations of what to expect in a comic book movie. And that's true.
That's true.
It actually did.
This film right here, I mean, Blade to a degree, but this film right here is what started the superhero boom.
The Blade movies, Blade 1 and Blade 2, was like getting your foot in the door. That's what it was. It was kind of like, so, no, we can do movies.
Yep.
Right? But because Blade was rated R,
it couldn't be any more successful than it was.
It was only it was gonna. It's not like today where you could have a rated R superhero movie.
Yeah.
And it smashed box office records, right? Whereas now, so it was this one and Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man came out in 2002, 2 years later.
That's right. Those were the two big ones, but this one was the one that said, hey, look, we can do this.
They started shooting this in 99. They casted this in 98. What people today, the younger generation, won't really know unless they look into their comic history, is that the Avengers were like B, C level characters in the 90s. The X-Men were the big money makers for Marvel.
Oh, yeah. It was X-Men and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Those were the
two
biggest money makers that they
Their
had.
animated series was massive.
The problem...
This, still the #1 selling comic of all time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it also had, like, that fucking awesome, like, fucking fourfold cover.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that showcased, like... Because that was X-Men Gold,
mm-hmm.
X-Men Blue.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually explained why they had split them up and what their roles were.
Yep.
So, like, if you read Uncanny X-Men, you got Uncanny X-Men with Will Spertaccio doing the art for the most part.
Yep.
Yeah, because Jim Lee started on Uncanny and then split off to do X-Men 1.
Right, the same time Tom McFarlane split off to do Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Around the same time that Keown was on... No, he was Hulk in the late 80s, I think, right? No, Dale Keown had a nice run on Hulk.
For a long time. I think it started in the late 80s. I think it was a few years earlier than this
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
went down.
okay.
Yeah.
And Rob Liefeld was on X-Force.
Right, that started around the same time too, and that was a big seller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Larson didn't really... He took over Spider-Man after McFarlane, right?
Actually, Larson was on... He had a run on Amazing, so he followed McFarlane on Amazing,
and then followed McFarlane,
and then
on
followed
Spider-Man.
McFarlane on Spider-Man.
Right.
And in fact,
and then
if I remember correctly,
followed,
it was Larson into Bagley.
Yeah. And
then that immediately started one of my favorite.
Talk about a good run for Spider-Man artists.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
And for me, being a fan of like I wasn't the hugest fan of Tom McFarlane. Was not the hugest fan.
No.
His style's not for everyone, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say he's a terrible artist. I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah.
In fact, now I would say I prefer Greg Capullo over Todd McFarlane. And Capullo was one of those copycat artists.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When he took over Spawn, you could hardly even tell it was a different artist.
Like it was very hard.
And then it eventually went into his own style a bit, but...
Yeah. But I still am a huge Larson fan. Mm-hmm. I am a huge Bagley fan. You know what I mean? But yeah, so anyways, that's a nice little history on comic books, no less.
Good, yeah. I told you we were geeky.
Oh, yeah. It's funny, though. Like, you think about it, and it's like, well, you know, you get all crazy about sports. We get all crazy about comic books.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
X-Men.
So one of the things that I always like to, when I watch these movies, I ask myself, does it hold up?
Did you rewatch these before doing this?
This one I didn't recently, because I watched it within the last month.
Okay.
Yeah, last month or two.
Yeah.
But enough in recent memory. These two I've rewatched.
Okay.
Okay?
I've watched X-Men 1 at least 20 times in my life.
But that's the thing. These two I've watched so many times. I really only rewatched these two. I'm sorry, these two I've watched so many times.
Right.
I've only really watched these two, because I wanted to see this movie again.
Yeah.
Because it had been a long time.
You wanted to see if it held up?
It was one of those where I hadn't watched it in quite a while that I was like, you know what, I kind of just want to watch it again because it's such a great movie. Or I remember it being such a great movie, right? And then this one, I honestly was like, I'm rewatching it because I want it to be fresh. But I also want to see if maybe, just maybe, the hate I had for it isn't as strong as, maybe it was misplaced. Maybe it was one of those things like The Matrix, where I was like, had something in my head about
it. Talking about The Last Stand.
Yeah, X-Men Last Stand, sorry, yeah. X-Men Last Stand. Because I had a lot of hate for that movie. It was easier to focus on the things that they did right. Mm-hmm. Because there was very few and far between. Whether or not that's changed, you'll have to watch the rest of the video to find out. But as far as this goes, okay.
Okay, so how do you want to do this? You want to just dive into a review and then talk about how it holds up and whatnot?
Oh, it holds up.
It absolutely holds up.
The only parts that don't hold up, I'm going to get those out of the way because it's very quick. Mm-hmm. The only parts that don't hold up is the costume design of Sabretooth.
Right.
I understand what they were going for. Mm-hmm. I get that. But even then, I was looking at it, like, and I'm a Sabretooth fan. Like, I'm a huge Wolverine fan, just like you. Like, we're both huge Wolverine fans, and I was a huge Sabretooth fan. But to see him like that, like, yeah, he and Wolverine are more feral than most of the other mutants, so they're they're typically drawn like hairier.
Yeah. Like,
I always laugh because like they prettied up Wolverine a lot for the movie, because this is a guy that's like 5'3", but he's still 180 pounds. So he's like a squat, like he's like Chris Benoit, covered in body hair.
Yeah. And
you even hear like in some of the books they actually say like he smells like a wet dog. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you're like, how the fuck does he get girls? Because like he smells like a wet dog. You know. So they prettied him up. I remember the other thing I was not happy about was that he wasn't 5'3". They took like a 6 foot tall actor and was like
that never bugged me.
Yeah, but that's different for you because that was one of those things for me that I was like, he's short and Canadian and kicks the fuck out of people. That's awesome because I'm short and Canadian. And I like to think I kick the fuck out of people.
You could.
But anyway, so that was a gripe, but it wasn't until you see him. The second you see him in that fucking bar scene,
Hugh Jackman,
and he's cage fighting.
Yeah,
that was it. I was like, okay, no, that's fine.
No,
I have no issues at all.
The way the first scene, you're just like, oh man, he gets Wolverine already.
It was, he got Wolverine.
Yeah.
Bryan Singer got Wolverine.
Yeah.
The writers, because this is a Goyer film, isn't it?
No, this is written by David Hayter, the man who introduces all of our Camcast
That's
videos.
Right, because
he also worked on the story of X2.
That's right, because I remember I saw that in the credits for that. That's right.
Solid Snake. That excited me too when I found Solid Snake.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. So so that opening sequence, all the right people got the character like that.
Yeah.
So within seconds, I was like, it's okay, that's fine. It was like, Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. In the first 30 seconds of that movie, you're just like, this isn't Tony Stark, but I don't care. I like this Tony Stark. This is great. This I can get on board with.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, so it was the makeup on Sabretooth, which does not hold up at all. The other thing that was really glaring was the climax scene CGI.
Oh yeah,
when
the blob of light.
The blob of light is coming out.
Yeah.
Like there's other parts of the CGI that don't hold up, but they're not enough for me to be like.
It's somewhat noticeable there. It's kind of like the Matrix. It's like a light noticeable light.
Yeah, it's just kind of like but it's still
Yeah.
But that one you're just like gross, because I remember after the first couple of times watching it, like even after like a year or two, I was like, oh, that part actually kind of looks a little cheesy. Like, that just looked a little cheesy, but that's it. That's literally it. Everything else, like, so Wolverine, characterization of Wolverine, and that was a character that you and I both are going to be really critical of because we're huge fans of, nailed it out of the park. Mm-hmm. So this was one of those parts.
And he was a complete unknown. This was his first American movie ever.
I
had no idea what to expect from him. Doug Ray Scott I had seen at least in one movie, so I kind of had an idea of what he was like.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman's like the soap star from Australia. And
That's exactly what it was, an Australian soap star. You're just like, okay.
All right.
Right, so, but then, like I said, within the opening shots, when they introduce him, I was like, okay, perfect, nothing wrong there. Cyclops was another one that I was a huge fan of.
Marsden was awesome, which makes it so disappointing in the next.
In the later movies,
because you're just like, oh, you're so good at Cyclops.
Visually, perfect.
Yeah.
Like I know what they're trying to do with First Class version.
Yeah. And
they're close, but they're not. They don't have it like Marsden. Marsden was like bang on. And that's another thing too. Like, here's what I like about this level of movies, because this was This is before the superhero boom. So, like, these guys, they are trading this, like, as a legit movie. Like, they're respectful of the source material.
Exactly. Yeah.
There was no sense, like, it wasn't even like, we're just doing it for the payday. You know what I mean? Like, and there was no backlash. There's none of this, like, because there's a level in Hollywood that look at these superhero movies and go, I will never be in a superhero movie.
Yeah.
That is beneath me. These guys were like, no, it's a paycheck.
There was none of that.
And
there was no social media for fans.
Yeah,
to shit all over it.
I felt like every single person in this movie understood the characters, understood the source material, and at least cared enough to bring their A game.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I don't feel like anyone is slacking off here at all.
No, like, even, like, guys that aren't great actors, like Tyler Mane and Ray Park, you could tell
Or Rebecca Romaine Stamos, who was a fucking model.
She's so good as Mystique in these movies.
So good as Mystique.
So
she's so good as Mystique that I'm like, why doesn't she do anything else?
Yeah.
I think she only did maybe one or two other movies and or that I'm aware of.
She did The Punisher with Thomas Jane.
That's right. That's the only other one I
think I'm maybe one more in there, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And she was good in Punisher.
Oh, yeah.
She was actually really good.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, so for her, and this is a drastic change. Like, we talked about the costumes. The costumes are drastic. But Mystique was drastic. Because Mystique largely just looked like an attractive woman.
A blue woman in a white...
red hair, and a white...
flowing...
sex suit.
Skirt thing.
Yeah.
Now she's got scales and walks around naked.
Yeah. You know, and it's one of those where I was like, whoa. But even just the things where they had her using her entire body.
Yeah.
You know, like she was using her feet to kill people.
Yeah, the helicopter scene just...
Yeah.
Like...
Okay, all right. You know?
I
fucking, the movie opens with...
Yeah, let's go right to the open. Let's go right from the start. It opens with just the blue lights.
Yes.
And Patrick Stewart talking.
Explaining.
As Xavier. And right away you're just like, that is Professor Xavier talking.
Yeah.
And then you get the flashing lights and the great theme. Each one of these has a great theme. All great composers on these movies. And then we go right into the 40s, showing Magneto and the...
Oh my god!
Like,
it's a concentration... It's literally Auschwitz.
Yeah.
It opens in Auschwitz. It's raining. It's muddy. The Nazis are separating families. And one of the families that they're separating is Magneto's family.
Yeah.
Okay? He's a kid. And they're literally trying to take him from his mom. And the way that Singer shoots this is incredible because it's really close-up shots.
Yeah.
So it's a close-up shot of suddenly, like, the fences are starting to come in.
Ben, all the guys are holding on to him and they're dragging through the mud.
And then when he pulls back and does that shot of overhead and you see that, you're just like, holy fuck. Like,
yep.
And it's powerful. It hits you. Then they immediately go from there to Rogue.
Yeah.
Making out with her boyfriend.
Right to Rogue.
And boom, her powers kick in.
Yeah.
And she almost kills her boyfriend.
Screaming. Anna Paquin was a great actress. And like, she's always been great, but
always been great.
I was so excited. Like, she doesn't really look like Rogue from the comics
because Rogue is older in the comic books.
Right.
She's younger here. She's like the Jubilee character.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or you could say Kitty Pryde as well, because Kitty Pryde and Wolvie had that same relationship.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
yeah, that was great. And then from there, we go into the great Jean Grey conference.
Yeah.
Talking to Senator
Kelly.
So you
get a 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
And they're setting up this world like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, exactly. And so they show, and it's genius that they open it with the Nazi Jew stuff.
Yeah.
The Auschwitz stuff, because this is a huge allegory for any sort of like hatred against anybody who's different.
Yeah.
You know. And this is another one of those genius concepts from Stan Lee where it's like, yeah, they're mutants, but, you know, they could be black people. Like, literally, Martin Luther King is Professor X, and Malcolm X is Magneto. You know what I mean? Like, you got those two sides, but it's anybody.
Yep.
You know, it's Nazis versus Jews. It's, you know, whites versus blacks. It's straights versus gays. Like, whatever part of that mold that you don't fit in, you fit in the X-Men.
Yeah.
You know?
On one side or the other, but you will always fit in.
You'll fit in. It doesn't matter where you are, you'll fit in.
And that's why I've always been so attached to these characters.
Same here.
I felt like a mutant growing up.
Fucking the shortest guy ever.
Like, look at us.
Ever.
We're collecting toys and shit, and everyone else playing basketball and stuff on the field. And
yeah.
Like,
you know? So, of course
it wasn't cool to be a geek in the 90s, trust me.
So, of course, I bought into it. Of course, I was like, fucking right, the X-Men. Now, the X-Men, I mean, obviously, for me now, have been supplanted by, you know, other characters, but they're always going to have a soft spot in my heart. And that's why, like, when I watch bad X-Men movies, it hurts. Or when they do things that I'm like, whoa, this makes no sense. Because there is that, like, almost like childlike, like, no, these are my toys. Don't fuck with my toys type of thing, right? But you're gonna do it anyway, right? Yeah. Like, when we get into the First Class stuff, so there's stuff that they did that I liked, but there's also a lot of stuff that they did that I was like, why would you do this, you know? And I know that, like, Days of Future Past tried to fix that, but then Apocalypse and then Dark Phoenix totally upend all of that. But we'll get to that. Here, so we've got those two punches, and you're right. Then they introduce Jean Grey immediately.
Yeah, she's talking to Senator Kelly, and then you get that great shots in this movie. Just a side of Professor X as he's looking around the room. And
just kind of goes like this. He knows that Eric Lencher's there. Yeah. And they have that wicked, like, talk in the hallway where it's like, you know, they're coming for you. Oh, and what the hell was it? Oh, no, it's just little, like, stay out of my mind, Charles.
What are you trying to look for, Charles?
Yeah, and it's like that. That is another thing, too, because that's one of those things where, and they actually do a pretty good job of conveying it in the cartoon. The comic book is the most popular, where they show these two guys are, like, at the end of the day, they're best friends. Yeah. It's just...
best friends that never agree.
They can't. They're just two, like, Charles was raised in an affluent family, and he believes that mutants can work together in peaceful harmony. Yeah. It's very much like Star Trek, right? But you got a guy like, you know, Eric Lencher, who was in the concentration camps, who literally saw firsthand what
humans
people are capable of doing to things that once they view you as less than human, all bets are off. So he knows that, and you know it's also kind of interesting that they're like two of the most powerful mutants ever. Yeah, like they're both Omega class. I actually said that to Michelle last night when we were watching Last Stand. She's like, "Did you say Omega?" And I went, "Yeah, Omega class." She's like, "How is Magneto on the same scale as like Jean Grey and Professor X?" And I was like, "Well, what do you mean?" She's like, "Well, because like he can move metal. Like, so what?" I was like, "It's not just that; it's the scale in which he can do it." Yeah. You know, you can have a guy that can move pennies around or whatever. But it's the scale in which he can do it. This is a guy that can change the axis of the Earth because he can control the electromagnetic pulse or whatever.
This is a guy that had a secret base on an asteroid.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, so as soon as I said that, then she's like, okay, all right, I get it, right? Yeah. But that's exactly it. Like, you know, these are Omega class, and Jean Grey too, Omega class, you know. But so basically what I'm getting at, and what you're getting at too, so within the first 10 minutes, we've established mutants, okay? We've established Magneto. We've given you an idea of Rogue, Marie at this point. Yep. You know, we've also shown you the relationship between Professor X and Magneto. Yep. We've also shown you Jean Grey, and we've established that she's a doctor. You know, so she's got a PhD. She's smart. Plus, she's also working with Professor X. You know what I mean? So within 10 minutes, you're just like check, 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 check. Yep. Come on. Do something wrong. Just do one thing wrong. Yeah. Right? We get to Sabretooth. Yeah.
Well, next scene, we get the cage fighting.
But that's the thing. So next scene, we get the cage fighting. And like I said, instantly, the second that it's like, step right up. Who wants to be the guy that fights the Wolverine? I was like,
and he's just,
what?
He's there against the cage.
Smoking a cigar. He's got his beer there. Yeah. Just, you know, casually, like, I don't even fucking care.
Yeah.
And then every time he punches or, like, the guy hits him, there's that, like, punching metal sound.
Yeah.
Which was genius. Like, he fucking headbutt him. Just
cracks the neck.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit. And while the hair is definitely more polished in the later movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
It actually looked really good there.
Yeah.
Like, I was very impressed. And that's another thing, too. Like, in real life, if you saw... I don't care. I know it's Hugh Jackman.
You saw any guy with that hair.
You'd definitely be like, the fuck? Is he a Naruto fan? Is he into anime?
But it's just funny when you look at this, like, how normal it looks.
It looks so
because
normal.
Because you know that's Wolverine.
Because you know that's Wolverine.
Yeah.
You know? But, again, in real life, you're like, stay away from that fucking weirdo.
Honestly, they went all leather and stuff for realism in here. I'm surprised they didn't just give him, like, long hair or something. Like,
I'm glad they didn't, though.
I'm so glad
they didn't. But, like, so we get that. We establish Wolverine, and immediately we introduce Wolverine to Marie, Rogue, at this point.
Yep.
And so you see him
Great
bar
chemistry
fighting.
Between them. Yep.
You see him bar fighting. You see her. She's hungry. She's about to steal. You know, bartender gets wise. Those hillbillies are like... And it's in Saskatchewan. That's another thing. It was Alberta. It was in Alberta. And I was like,
Alberta.
yeah, fucking right. So
they shot that scene in Sudbury.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
When they were shooting
and then they have like the coolest fucking reveal where it's just like you ain't normal. I know what you are. You're a mutant, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just like claws out.
Yeah.
No, it was claws out like this.
You see the claw come out for the first time, and it's just like it opens because that's another thing they changed in the comics. They come from here. They go, which makes so much more sense when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like if his wrist is straight, they'd be coming through the.
Yeah, and I actually think they since switched that in the comics.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, because like again, you're talking like they'd have to come out here.
Yeah,
like,
which would make.
They had those
sense.
little like bullet type holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the gloves.
So they'd come out. Well, yeah, but it does definitely make more sense. But then again, we're talking about this being grafted onto his body anyway.
Yeah.
Because they don't talk. Oh no, they talk about it being a mutation as well. That's right. So that's right. Yep. Anyway, sorry, sidetrack. But yeah, so and then they have that slow like cock sound, like shotgun cock.
Yeah. When
it's fast, it's full on.
Yeah.
But I loved it. He was like, "Yeah, walk away, bub." Shotgun to his head.
Yeah.
All right.
Just.
And it just looked so cool, that freeze where he's like, shotgun's all cut up.
Yeah.
He's like this. That was Wolverine. I was like, yep, okay, perfect. Sign me up. And then we get to fucking Sabretooth.
Yeah.
Oh. It's really what it is the eyebrows.
The big bushy. Well, he's got the big bushy brows in the comics, though.
But he does not look like that.
But he doesn't have, like, the big coat and stuff and long.
Yeah, like, I mean, in Jim Lee's run, they had him in a fucking, like, tailored suit. And then when he wanted to hunt mutants, he was in that tiger claw suit.
Yeah,
which was awesome.
He really only had long hair in Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah, and even then it was in a ponytail.
Yeah.
But even his suit there was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like his original suit is the one I liked the least. The one with like the tufts of hair.
Yeah.
And he was barefoot, and it was basically like a shirt and pants with like the black underwear to break up the color scheme. His tiger stripe suit was awesome. That all brown thing.
Yes.
Like the fins coming out.
That's awesome.
And they had that weird like gambit head thing.
Yeah.
That everyone did in the 90s.
Yeah.
That's the only thing, but I was like, I don't fucking care. That looks so sweet.
Yeah.
That looks so awesome. But anyway, so they weren't going to go that route with the costume, so they were going to go with a little bit, so he had like a fucking dirty, baggy duster.
Yeah. I mean...
Which, dusters are awesome. If you watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you'll know that dusters are awesome. But anyway, Duster Batman is another example of a duster that's awesome. Yep. But anyway, so that was the only... Like, I was like, oh, it's awesome to have Sabretooth. It's just, unfortunately, it looks like that. But the casting was pretty good.
The casting was pretty good. I mean,
you don't realize how bad the casting is until you see Liev Schreiber.
Right. Right. Who is smaller, but really nailed Sabretooth. I really wanted to see him come back one more time before Hugh Jackman hung up the claws.
I spent a lot of Logan, like, hoping for something. Just to see something.
Well, originally in Logan, which we'll talk about.
Well, let's not spoil
next, but he was in the original script.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk about that.
But
next time. We're talking about Tyler Mainen right now.
We're talking about Tyler Mainen.
He's the Sabretooth of this conversation. And then we get the introduction to Storm and Cyclops.
Yep, and that was awesome.
That was awesome. The snow picks up in the wind, and Sabre's just like,
exactly.
Like, what the hell?
You know, and then we get that awesome intro where he like fucking. It was pretty cool that they had like Sabretooth jumping into the trees too.
Yeah.
Like, it looked a little silly, but it was just one of those. It was like a cool idea to have him just be like jumping away, and they're like, "Oh, okay, all right, well, we picked up 2 more mutants," you know.
Yeah.
And the sleight of hand they did was really good, because the whole time they make you think that it's Wolverine that Magneto's after.
Yeah. Yeah. Not once really do you think it's. At least not in my original viewing, did I think it was Rogue he was going for.
No, exactly.
Wolverine's metal, Magneto controls metal.
Yeah,
you kind of just assume.
But the other part too is I also like when they kidnap the Senator.
Yeah.
You don't really get a sense of Magneto's plan until the very end. You know it's not going to be good. You know, especially because when they give the Senator powers, right?
Yep.
You're still just like, so what's the end game here? Like, is he going to give everybody powers? Like, I don't understand. Which is great, too, because, like, it's a bit of, like, I just kind of want to watch and see where it takes me. You're not sitting there going, like, oh, yeah, because I read every single comic book, I know exactly how this is going to end. This is going to be, like, this is it right here. But, once you get to the school, right? So we only get, like, a little bit of it with Storm and Cyclops. Once you get to the school, boom, we start, like, nailing off. Because now you immediately have Cyclops who's like, I don't care who the fuck you are.
Yeah. You
don't come into my school and then flirt with my girl and think you can do whatever you want. Fuck you. Right?
I know. And that's where Marston really nailed who Scott Summers was.
Well, exactly.
Like, so much throughout the movie, too. Like, later in the movie where Professor X is unconscious, he's telling him, I will take care of the school, I take care of the kids.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Exactly.
Like, I was like, oh, that's Cyclops.
Yeah, exactly. Because,
and that made me so excited for the future movies.
Because we've talked about this before, like Morrison's idea were, like, Scott Summers would be kind of like this Norman Bates kind of guy, because, like, this is a guy who's been raised by Professor X to essentially be this, like, soldier of a peacekeeping mission, but he's trained all the way through to be the leader. There was never any question of anyone else being the leader. It was Cyclops. That was it.
Yep.
You know? Even in the original comic books with the original cast, right? Just the 5 of them, Cyclops was always the leader. That was it. And for good reason. Yeah. You know, but yeah, like, I love that it's just instantly oil and water. You know? Yeah. Oh, fuck. It's such a good movie. Like, even just, like, in terms of the story, too, this isn't a badly written movie at all. This is a well-written movie.
No, and it's quick-paced. Like, this is the shortest, I think, this is probably the shortest of all the X-Men movies.
Even Last Stand?
Yeah, Last Stand is near the 2-hour mark. I'm pretty sure it'll be on the actual case. This one is 104 minutes. What's this one being here?
104 minutes.
Oh, same time frame.
Okay.
To me, when they announced the time frame, I thought, well, that seems kind of short to introduce this whole
134
world.
Minutes.
That's the longest, I think. That and Days of Future Past.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so Wolverine's at the school. He's knocked unconscious still from his beating from Sabretooth. He meets Jean.
Yeah. And they
Great scene.
Flirty interlude.
That flirty thing. And then Professor X gets into his head.
Yeah.
And, oh, man, it's just...
Where are you running?
And he's running around the mansion. Yeah. Now this is where we get the first look at the entire mansion.
Exactly. And we know that it's a school.
Yeah.
We know that there's some sort of a compound going on, but it's also a school, which I loved, too. Yep. Like, that was one of those things where, like... So in that run of X-Men, they always talk about how it's a school, but you never see any students. You just see the X-Men, right? Mm-hmm. So then in Grant Morrison's run, you see students. And I feel like even now more so, you'll see students. Yeah. Which is great. Yeah. Because it adds to that. I love how much Morrison borrowed from this
to make his own. Even the costumes.
To make his own.
Yep.
Which was genius. That whole run, fucking genius.
So good. Except the last arc.
Mm-hmm. I was literally about the same thing.
The Sylvester arc. It's like
extra super days of future past.
I feel like the actual ending is issue 150.
It
does not go to 154.
It is the ending where Jean Grey is gutted by Wolverine.
Sacrifices herself.
And she's like, oh yeah, because Magneto hits her with the entire weight of the world. Yeah. And then I think she actually starts to turn into Phoenix and kills him. Yeah. And then Wolverine has to kill her to stop Phoenix. That's right.
I need to read that run.
Me too.
Worst way.
Me too.
Worst way.
Holy shit.
Oh, man.
So good.
Oh, God, I love that run so much.
But anyway, so...
okay, so there. We're hopping around. We see a lot of Rogan in the school, meeting the other students. Yeah. Iceman. Getting it on with Bobby Drake. Bobby Drake, who is still straight back in these days.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that today, in fact.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, he wasn't going to be gay in the movies or whatever. You know what I realize now? My only real problem with Iceman being gay was how he was outed. Because it was Jean Grey. Like, young Jean Grey met... Because they came from the past, right?
Yeah.
So young Jean Grey mentioned it to, like, older Bobby and was like, you know, like, so do you have a boyfriend or something? So she outed him. And I remember thinking, like, that's horrible.
That was horrible, but I mean, like...
My argument is you could be in the closet.
I would have said bisexual, at least.
Hold on. You can be in the closet. You can be in the closet. Hell, you could maybe not even really know you're gay. You could just feel something's off with women. And then all of a sudden, you know, you just kind of like, well, maybe I'm gay or whatever, right? So I get that part. It was the outing of him that was really, like... Because if I was gay and somebody outed me before I...
Because they read your mind?
Yeah, exactly. Before I chose out myself, I'd be like, well, fuck you. What the fuck? Maybe I'm not even sure. Yeah. Thanks for reading my mind, you bitch. Yeah. I'd be so mad. Yeah, so that part there, you know, but I have reconsidered my stance on this, though. Mm-hmm. I have actually come across two characters, both DC, by the way, that if now a writer said, well, I feel like maybe there's a bisexual aspect to this character that we should explore, and maybe they're actually gay or whatever, that I'd be okay with. Okay? First one, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I think Greg Rucka already touched on that. Because he's like, she grew up on an island full of women.
Rucka touched on it, but they've never really actually they just kind of leave it like, well, I mean, you know, it's kind of like Rucka saying, well, you don't think Captain America killed Nazis? Mm. He did. He just couldn't do it as much as some of the other guys because he was wearing a giant fucking flag on him. Yeah. Alright? And the other one would be, and this one will shock you, this is one of my favorite heroes of all time. You want to take a guess?
Nightwing.
Yes.
Yeah?
Dick Grayson.
Is it because his name's Dick?
No, it's actually because, to be perfectly blunt, he's always been kind of a queer character.
You would know better than me.
All the way, well, his costume. Yeah. It's a little gay, you know? I mean, yeah, Morrison's take on it was genius, but, you know, there's that aspect. Plus, like, he's actually one of the only characters, the male characters I know of, that's been openly objectified by women the same way men would objectify women. Like, there's frequent references to his body, his butt, his chest, whatever, things like that. He's been sexually assaulted, raped several times. I don't know how much they'll touch upon in, like, continuity and stuff like that. But, like, the other flip side, though, is he's also almost always regarded as a popular character for women, and also gay characters as well. Like, gay people as well. If all of a sudden they were to kind of go like, you know what? Maybe he's bi, like, maybe we just explore that. I'd actually be okay with that. I mean, this is a guy that slept with an alien. We are assuming that aliens have vaginas.
What if they don't?
You know? But obviously, it didn't matter to Dick Grayson.
No.
You know? So I feel like that's another character where if they suddenly did that, I wouldn't be like, what the fuck is going on here? This is an outrage, blah, blah, blah. My sexuality is questioned because I love this character, I'd actually be like, okay, well, if the story's great, then let's do it, right?
Yeah.
I just feel like those are the two, some of the characters where you can kind of go, yeah, okay, I can kind of see that, you know? And now if they made Wonder Woman a black lesbian, then I would be like a little bit like, okay, hold on, guys, let's not get crazy here, you know? Yeah. Oh, speaking of Dick Grayson, he's still Rick Grayson. You should see his fucking horrible costume he's running around in. That's the thing. He's still in a costume fighting crime, but he's calling himself Rick Grayson.
The pitch that you gave me sounds so stupid. And it's been like 2 years now?
It's been a while. I don't know if it's been 2, but it's been a while.
It's been a while. Like, I feel like you told me this around, you know, our earlier Camcast episode. 64. So it's from 50 to 64. So, because current issue is 60, 65, 66, something like that. So, yeah. So a year and a half, roughly. Year and a half, yeah. Okay. That's a long time. Yeah. Yeah. It's... Usually those kind of things wrap up in at least 12
I have not read an issue since issue 50. And I probably won't. Actually, I know I won't. I know I will not. But anyway, so off on a little bit of a tangent. But... That's our thing. Getting back into it. So, another thing I like is... So, because Rogue's mutant power is that if she touches people, she steals their life. Yeah. Okay? So... Even in a school like the X-Men, there are going to be some people that are like, oh, okay, hold on. But it's actually kind of interesting how accepting for the most part everyone is. They're like, oh, okay, well, so you just can't touch people. All right. If I'm not careful, I can light people on fire. So, yeah, you know, whatever. Yeah. The relationship with Bobby Drake I thought was really cool because it was one of those, like, it was cute.
It was natural, too, right?
It wasn't forced, that's what I was going to say.
They sat beside each other in class, and he's just like, look what I can do.
Yeah, hey, look, here's a flower. And she's just like, oh, yeah, I can't ever touch you, but that was nice of you. You know, I liked, because it was organic. It didn't feel forced at all. It wasn't like, we already got Scott hooked up with Jean Grey, so, and there's that teasing triple, like, love triangle. Yeah. Let's smash those two together. Boom! Boom! Yeah! Yeah! You know, it felt organic. Yep. But I also liked that almost immediately we had Mystique infiltrate the X-Mansion. Yeah. Immediately infiltrate the X-Mansion. Immediately get Marie out of there, right? Mm-hmm. And then take Professor X out of the equation. So it was just like... You had that one, like... kind of a bit of an action sequence right at the beginning with Wolverine and the X-Men and Sabretooth. Yep. And then it just kind of like, it's exposition, but not in a way that like, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. Holy fuck, guys. I get it. It was just like, okay. Because it's moving at such a great pace. Yeah, so I was like, okay. Alright, so now we're here. Okay, now we're here. Okay. We touched upon a little bit of flashbacks from Wolverine, and those looked great. Like, they were shot like gritty and just, woof. Like when he's like, ah! Yeah. You're like, okay, alright, give me more of that. And then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, that's Mystique. Oh, Marie's gone. She just took out fucking Professor X. Holy shit. And then the X-Men are like, now, so X-Men's like, wait, where's Marie? They gotta find her. They go to the train station. And then that's where we get that awesome scene where it's just like, this was never about you. Mm-hmm. Or no, he goes, what makes you think I was after you? You know? Yeah. Well, what the hell was the line? Oh, no, he goes, What the hell's the line? Because I remember I was just like, that is awesome. Because he's got him up, too. He's like, what do you want with me or something? Yeah, what do you want with me? And he goes, oh, my boy. Whoever said this was about you. Yeah. And then you just get like, he like slowly turns to his just head and looks at her. And then it gets flown right to the back of the train. Like, hard. Like, ooh, fuck. You're like, yeah, I know it's fake, but that looked like it hurt. Yeah. And then you got all that shit going on inside the train station. Yeah, well, when Toad rips off the visor, and then that awesome, like, blows off the roof. Everything, you know? And Sabretooth and Storm. Oh, yeah. Scream for me. It's like, what? There's a couple lines in the movie. There's a couple of lines. Shit fucking lines. There's a couple lines. Like, I will say, though, like, at least later, like, when he goes, scream for me, at least later when he goes, "You owe me a scream," it's not as cheesy because he already fucking he did the preemptive hey, here's my setup, and then punchline.
And honestly, his like growly voice, I was like, it's pretty much that sounds like Victor Creed.
The growly voice is actually good. Like,
scream for me. Like I imagine that's what Victor Creed is.
Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that part. Even though this was the one where I liked Storm the least.
But she didn't really do much. She was kind of just like a background character.
But that's kind of thing. Like
for the first half of the movie, she doesn't even say a word during the first half of the movie.
No.
Like she's just in the background.
Yeah, like it was a surprise. No, she has that one conversation with Logan.
That one
where she talks about like picking sides.
Even that I feel like was like halfway through. Like
it was.
All the earlier times, like.
No, I mean, like, while I feel like, she definitely deserved to have more in the movie.
And she does.
And
like,
she does in X-Men 2.
With 2 and then at Last Stand,
but in the third one, where she's like a co-leader, I was like, okay, that's a bit much.
Yeah, well,
that's
when half the team's dead. But...
yeah. But still, whatever. But yeah, so that whole sequence in the train station was awesome. Especially because, like, that... Like, even though this is an updated, grounded view... And this is, like, pre-Ultimates, too.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually an updated, grounded view of X-Men. It still felt like an X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't feel like we've got characters in a movie that would never happen. Like, I was like, okay, everything about this felt real, but felt like an extension of the comic books without actually being, like, a comic book movie.
Yeah.
Which I feel doesn't get enough praise these days, you know? So, like, it's one thing, like, you can watch The Watchmen or 300 and go, yeah, like, that is amazing. But not every movie has to literally be, like, ripped from the pages.
Mm-hmm.
But even though, having said that, I enjoy the fact that X-Men Apocalypse was, like, a really comic book, like, X-Men comic book feel of a movie. You know?
Yeah.
But anyway, so that whole sequence was great, but it also led into, one of my favorite sequences in the movie was in the... Statue of Liberty.
Oh, that whole ending.
That whole ending is awesome.
Like, they're flying in on the Blackbird, so now we get to see the Blackbird flying. We get all their powers kind of go like, Cyclops says to Storm, we need cover, and she's like, I'm on it kind of thing, and then the fog rolls in, and Magneto's watching, he's like, we're not alone, or keep an eye out, we're not alone.
Exactly. And, like, even the fact that he's got the helmet on.
Yeah.
Or, like, when Professor X is talking with Wolverine, and they're talking about Cerebro and stuff, and it's just like, I haven't been able to find Eric. And he's like, well, how's that even possible? He's like, well, he helped me build it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And so...
You're setting up, like, all of this past
now history. You've got this outsider, Wolverine, who doesn't know the history. He's going, what the fuck is happening? Like, you're good, he's bad. Feels like you guys are best friends.
We get that awesome... Remember that awesome line, too, where he's like, Sabretooth, Magneto... Storm.
Yeah.
What do they call you? Wheels?
Wheels? Yeah.
This is stupid.
Yeah. No, it was Cyclops.
Yeah, right.
Storm.
Wheels?
It's like, wait, what? You know? I really like the touch where, like, his dog tag said Wolverine.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those where, like, because sometimes, like, you think about, like, you grow up with comic books and you go, well, it's a given that you would have a superhero name or a code name or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But then you get older and you're like, it just kind of seems ridiculous that, like your parents were killed and you want to avenge their deaths by fighting crime, but you also have to come up with a really cool nickname to call yourself so that when the media starts finding out about you, they'll go, yeah, that's fucking Night Monkey over there. Yeah, good old Night Monkey, the greatest hero who ever lived. Instead of, like, I don't know, he... kind of looks like a monkey, and he fights at night. Monkey Night Man? I don't fucking know.
Monkey Night Man.
Let's get a comic book writer in here and figure out a name for this vigilante we have.
Oh, that was a shitty show, Nightman.
Oh.
Remember that?
Actually, I'll do you one better. It was also a shitty comic book that I read.
You read it? 2
issues I had.
Wow. I remember seeing it on a stand going, oh, wow, it's an actual comic. And then I just kept on walking.
Yeah, no, it was just one. I think it was one of those ones where, like...
Oh, shit, you know what? I think I own a Nightman comic. Because I think he had a crossover with Wolverine. And I think it's in my Wolverine collection.
He did. He definitely did.
I own a Nightman comic.
And his was he got powers at night.
Yeah.
Something to that effect. I can't.
And he had
really
that
recall.
weird eye.
He had an interesting costume, but it was just one of those. That's another one. Like, oh, okay, so you called yourself Nightman because you fight crime at night. Okay.
And you're a man.
Yeah.
Mm.
Night person.
Night person.
Yeah. But anyway, so I love that he had the dog tag that said it was Wolverine.
Yeah.
I also got a huge kick. Like, to this day, my favorite line of the whole movie is, what's up with the leather? And Scott Summers, like, literally, without missing a beat, goes, what would you prefer? Yellow spandex? Faggot? And it's a joke that they wouldn't play it like that.
Yeah.
But it's just, I was like, even now, I'm still just like, that is so funny. He's like, what would you prefer? Yellow spandex? Come on.
Yeah.
This guy.
This guy.
This guy with the claws here. Wolverine? I was like, this is so great. But I love the sequence in the, I love it because they have the awesome fight between Wolverine and Mystique.
Mm-hmm.
And she's Wolverine. And it's great because, so instead of doing a weirdo tell where, say, Mystique's got a cut on her arm, and that's how you can tell that that's Mystique, they have Hugh Jackman just doing weird things like making kissy faces and stuff like that. So you're just like, yeah, she would do shit like that. She's already trying to, like, fuck him up. Yeah. You know? And then they disappear.
And that was a great shot fight, too. Like, when she does that spinning kick as Wolverine, and while she's halfway around, she turns to Mystique.
Yeah.
And hits him in the face.
And then does that climb up, upside down.
Yeah.
I was like, that's an example of some of the stuff they did with Mystique that you never saw in the comic books.
Yeah.
That they did here, and I was like, okay, so if that stuff showed up in the comic books, sign me up.
Yeah.
Because I'm okay with that. It's the same thing with Domino. The stuff they did in Deadpool 2, put that in the comic books, sign me up. That's cool. A millennial that's like, I'm super lucky. Nothing will ever fuck up for me.
Yeah.
You have no idea how lucky I am. And check it out, you know? But, so that fight scene was awesome. But even the fight scene with the rest of the X-Men. So, Storm and Toad.
Yep.
Even though that line is the worst line ever.
That is the worst one in the movie, I think.
And it's actually one of the worst lines in almost all the movies.
Yeah.
Period.
And that's her big moment in the movie, too.
Big, huge, like
Storm's
coming out.
finally talking right here.
Storm's coming out.
Do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
He can't even answer because his tongue is keeping him there.
The same thing that happens to everything else.
Oh, you don't say!
Whoa! They get electrocuted?
Oh!
Whoa!
Wow!
Storm!
You know?
So that's why you weren't talking the rest of the movie.
Yeah. But I just love the scene where it's just like, what is it? Wolverine shows up and he goes, how do I know it's you? And he goes, you're a dick? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Guys, it's Wolverine over here.
That's him.
Yellow spandex guy.
Right
That's
there.
him. Let's go save the world now.
Does that middle claw.
Yeah.
and just like James Marsden's reaction, just like a little laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the deleted scene on this movie. Holy crap, it's funny. With Spider-Man. You ever see that scene?
No. I don't think I've ever seen it.
There's a deleted scene on here where the X-Men are in the Statue of Liberty and the elevator opens behind them and Spider-Man's in the elevator. He's like, oh, wrong movie. And then the doors close. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a
that's
great
awesome.
deleted scene.
That is so awesome.
And I don't think they knew it was happening because they all just break out into laughter.
That's hilarious.
It was probably like David Hayter in the costume.
That's great. That's super awesome.
Yeah.
So at this point we realize, okay, so the reason why he wants Rogue is so that Magneto can transfer his powers to her.
Yeah.
So that she can use the machine that'll turn everybody in that one radius into mutants.
Which is basically like all
New York
the
is
main powers of the world. Right?
Yeah, it's a UN summit.
Yeah,
so they're all going to get superpowers. So they're all going to be just like them.
A bunch of mutants.
And then I guess the idea is that Magneto will rule over all of them.
Right, because all the world leaders will be mutants.
Yeah, exactly. And I love I like that part too because even like Wolverine is just like couldn't even do it yourself. You had to get a kid to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of badass are you? And I can't remember the line, but essentially it was just like, you fucking pussy. You piece of shit, fucking fake loser. I was like, that's awesome. I do think, because you see the way that the muscles are on Ian McKellen, they should do that more often. Just have them, like, built, because it's fake. It's prosthetics underneath.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Costume. But I loved his suit. Like, his costume design
His
was
suit
amazing.
was awesome, and then that's another thing they touched on in New X-Men.
Yeah.
He had the same kind of long suit in New
Yeah,
X-Men.
and I was, because, like, and I said to Michelle, like, I love this version more so than the comic book version, because it's like, you get to a point where, like, it seems weird that you would have the, like, without any explanations, you just take it as a given that they would make suits, but there's no explanation as to why Magneto would even remotely want to look like a superhero.
Like, through every X-Men movie, he has the helmet.
Yeah.
It changes patterns and the designs.
Yeah, but that helmet,
But he always has that helmet.
That helmet would look great almost in every single one.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
It's most comic accurate in Apocalypse.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. They started to do it in First Class.
Yeah.
Because they actually had it stylized very much like the comic books. Yeah. Almost like Shredder. But, very much, because it comes out a bit.
Yep.
But, aside from those minor glares with the CGI, still a fucking great movie.
Oh.
Still one of my favorite movies.
Excellent movie.
Excellently casted, excellently written.
When they all break loose
shot.
in the Statue of Liberty and you get to see them working with their powers together.
Yeah.
You know?
That scene where, like, so the visor comes off.
Yeah.
And she's like, just trust me. Open your eyes when I tell you. Do it. And then it releases Wolverine.
Yeah.
After he actually, like, guts himself to try
to
get
because
it
he's
off.
like this.
Yeah.
So then,
So he guts himself, and at this point, like...
And then he has that fight with Sabretooth on the top, which was awesome.
Oh, it was so awesome. The only part, actually, this part always gets me, is the spin around on the one.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, it never
that
happened.
That makes no sense.
It would never
Here we go.
happen.
Into the water.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
He's dead, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what his powers are.
It looked cool, I guess.
Only knew the guy for 2 days.
Yeah.
We're fucked now. You know. But the best part of the whole movie is when Wolverine realizes the only way to save Marie, or Rogue, is to take his glove off and give her his power. Mm-hmm. So she shuts down. He almost dies. And it also, actually, the great part too is he asks about her when he wakes up. Because Jean Grey's with me. He goes, Rogue, is she okay? She's like, yeah.
That's
she took on your...
thought.
She took on a lot of your
charming
characteristics. Yeah, your charming characteristics for a while there, but she's okay. Because, I forgot about the scene where, like, he's having the flashbacks and he's dreaming, and then she goes to check up on him, and he stabs her, and I remember just being like, holy fuck! Holy shit! And then she steals his power to survive, and even though she did it to survive, she still felt bad. She's like, I'm really sorry. She's just like, hey, no, that's totally fine. Yeah. But how cool would it have been is if, when she stole his powers, she popped claws. That would have been awesome.
That'd be awesome.
That would have been so cool. But we didn't get that, ever.
Didn't get that. That's how she gets her white hair in the movie, though.
I know. Yeah.
Which is cool, because the whole time you're kind of like, well, why did you say the white hair?
Well, she got it from the machine itself.
Yeah, right, because it's sucking her energy, right?
Yeah, but fuck. I love that movie. I love this movie so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got great memories of this movie.
I love this movie almost as much as I love this movie.
X2 X-Men United.
Yeah. I'm just saying that. This isn't a segue, but it can be. If you want it.
Well, let's make it, because I think I'm done with X-Men.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to say except that it's still one of my favorite movies.
It's
still one of my favorite X-Men movies.
It holds up well. The whole cast is amazing in it.
Yeah.
Like, Famke Janssen was such perfect casting as
Jean. Yeah. Like, I mean...
we watched these three this week before this.
Yep.
Adrian and I. And she was watching them and she goes, you know what? I really like the new movies, but this cast is the X-Men to me.
Yes, I agree.
And I was like...
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because Sophie Turner is not bad, and I don't think she got enough of a chance. But
people just shat on her.
Famke Janssen is
people
so
just
good.
Shat on her.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I have actually watched Dark Phoenix.
Oh, did you watch it?
I'm not going to talk too much about it, except that I will say that I liked Sophie Turner in Apocalypse, but she was really good in Dark Phoenix.
Oh, she's really good in Dark Phoenix.
But there's other reasons why. You know what? Just leave it at she was really good in Dark Phoenix. And that's it. That's fine. But anyway, so here is... This right here is my favorite X-Men movie. Above all else, this is my favorite X-Men movie.
This movie...
I'm just talking just
X-Men.
X-Men.
The standard, though.
I'm just talking about X-Men, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm not talking about, like, Wolverine's movies or Deadpool's movies, but this is hands down my favorite just X-Men movie. Right?
Okay.
Okay? I don't feel any other movie has topped this. There might be some of the things that they've done better, but as a whole package, I don't feel any movie topped this. Okay?
It's my second favorite X-Men movie now, but that was my favorite for years.
What's your first now?
Days of Future Past.
No, you didn't have to finish the sentence.
Days.
The reason why I was confused
Days
was
of
I was
Future
like,
Past.
that's not better than this, though.
The road cut is.
Oh, fuck you. As if you're going to cite the road cut, which I've never seen.
The road cut's fucking amazing. Well, then you should watch the road cut before we talk about that movie.
And I'm going to watch the road cut before
I'll
that.
lend it to you.
Okay, all right.
All right.
But anyway, so, okay. Oh, before I finish, real quick, we have to remember that, okay, so they saved the world. We realized that Mystique got away.
Yeah.
She's the senator.
Yeah.
For all we know, well, Toad got away. Sabretooth got away. Magneto did not. He got caught.
He got caught.
And we have that excellent end sequence with him and Charles playing chess in the super cool plastic prison.
Yeah.
And we also have Wolverine taken off with somebody's bike. That's where we left off, because Wolverine is now going to try and figure out the secrets of his past.
Going to Alkali Lake.
Alkali Lake. Yes.
Which is a very popular location in this trilogy.
Yep. Yeah, very much so.
Yep.
Very much so. It was one of those where, like, I realized it when I watched them the first round, but then, again, rewatching it, you're like, yeah, they really do love this fucking place.
Yeah, they love that lake. So, yeah, that's X-Men. We done with X-Men?
I'm done with X-Men.
Let's talk about the masterpiece that is X2.
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 This actually...
Right there.
Hold on. This was the first of many sequels which were better than the original.
Right, because Spider-Man 2 came after this.
Up until this point, I don't think I've ever sat there and said, sequel is better than the original.
Yeah.
There's a lot that is perfect about this movie. It's just, in my opinion, this is more perfect. Perfecter. Perfectamundo.
Perfectamundo.
That's the phrase I'm going with.
Perfectamundo.
Perfectamundo. And, I mean, try and talk me out of it. You know what I mean? It is just awesome. I'm going to let you start.
Okay, so each X-Men movie kind of starts with like a bunch of segments of like clips of characters and stuff. This one kicks off with the introduction of newcomer Nightcrawler.
Is he called Nightcrawler at this point?
No, he's just called... Well...
He's...
But in the Munich circus, they call me the incredible Nightcrawler!
Yeah, I know.
I love how, like, into it he gets.
I know.
When he introduces himself.
Oh, man. See, that opening sequence, though, in the White House.
Oh, man.
With him.
The way that was shot.
So, one of the reasons why I was excited was because I hadn't seen this in quite some time. I immediately, within minutes, I literally went like this. I forgot how fucking awesome this movie was. And I just watched that opening sequence.
Yeah.
But I watched it like, oh yeah, that's right. Because, so, visually he's a bit different than any depiction of Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Okay. We know why.
He doesn't have a costume. I mean, this is a very
He's a
real
bum.
world X-Men. Yeah.
He's a bum. He's
Yep.
living off, he's living in a fucking church.
He's got every sin ever carved onto his body.
I didn't like that. I still don't like that.
Yeah.
I love that they kept the fact that he's religious.
Very religious, yeah.
Like, very religious, okay? I didn't like the religious scarring.
Mm-hmm.
Hated that. And I still hate that. Same thing I said with Hellboy. I didn't like that they did all those weird markings on him.
Yeah.
Didn't like that. But, Alan Cummings, perfect. Perfect choice to play a German acrobat demon/mutant. But also, the whole sequence is awesome.
Yeah.
It starts off, we're, going through a tour. We introduce him. We see that he's blue. We see that he doesn't wear shoes because he's got little cloven feet.
Yeah, he's got the big two toes there.
Yeah, big two toes.
Big two toes.
And so it starts off like, oh, you can't be here type of thing, that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden he bamps for the first time. And it sounds like a bamf.
It sounds like a bamf, but it's not just like a flash like in the comics. There's like this smoke to it.
Well, no, it's not a flash in the comic books. It's always that dark purple, black smoke.
But it always looks like to me, it always looked like a bit of a flash. Like, it never looked like, in this.
The way they stylized the Bamf is incredible.
Like in this, like he disappears and it's still lingering in the air.
Yeah,
like it's,
yeah. See, that's how I pictured the comic books because they almost do it like almost like an explosion.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It looks like an explosion.
Yeah, whereas this, it actually kind of looks like he's leaving a bit.
Yeah.
Just something.
Yeah.
But so they do that. And they tease a little bit of what they're gonna do. Like he's jumping between, and you're just like, oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. And then one of the best fight scenes that I've seen in a superhero movie is when he's taking them all on and he's bamping in between them. He's dodging bullets.
Off the roof.
He's off the roof. It's all these different angles.
Yeah.
And then he comes into the White House on top of the actual president, uses his tail to pull the knife out. I was like, oh, holy shit. And I'm like, he's under some sort of mind control. He's under something because it's Nightcrawler. He would never do this, And then he gets shot, and then he just bamps out of there.
Yeah.
And then it's what is it? Liberate Mutants or Free Mutants? I just watched this the other day.
Yeah, I did too.
Free Mutants Now.
Free Mutants Now.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit! Like between the openings that we talked about in X-Men, how do they top it? They fucking crack it out of the park. That's how they top it. They introduce a new character in one of the most badass ways possible.
Yep.
Like, I would say this is a way more badass opening or introduction than Wolverine got in the first movie.
Oh, absolutely.
This was so good.
It's like, this is...
It felt like Nightcrawler, even though you knew he was under some sort of mind control. He wasn't doing what he wanted to do. You knew that, but you still were like, oh, that's Nightcrawler. That is fucking Nightcrawler. And I love how that story actually ties into the rest of the movie, just like in the first one. It starts off small, branches out, but it's all connected.
Yeah.
And the cinematography, this is one thing, like, I honestly, like, it actually kind of saddens me that Bryan Singer is allegedly what they're...
A slime ball?
Yeah. Allegedly, like Kevin Spacey, just a casting couch for young boys.
Yeah.
And I actually...
But then it make, like...
Can I say allegedly? If it's... I mean, I think I have to say allegedly, because it's not really been proven.
I mean, people have been saying it, but there's no proof, though.
Yeah, but
I mean...
That was one of those where, like...
Once more than one comes forward with that kind of shit, you're just like...
Well, he got hit with it years ago. Years ago, it came up, and then they just kind of, like, swooped it under.
Yeah.
And then... But now, like, obviously, they can't. They can't. So, I mean, it's heartbreaking, because I love a lot of his movies.
You know what? Yeah.
And it's...
But that's what... I forget who said that once, but, like, you have to sometimes separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
And
this is
he's
a clear-cut case.
He's a piece of shit. Oh, I think it was actually someone talking about Kevin Spacey. I think Judi Dench was talking about Kevin Spacey.
That's very true.
She said, you can't disregard the work that he has done.
And that's true. That's very true. And that actually might
some of the greatest films ever made.
That might be how I can actually rewatch Chris Benoit matches again.
Yeah. Because
that's been the hardest for me. I have not been able to watch a full match because of it. That crushed me.
I watched his championship where he won the championship at WrestleMania last year. I rewatched it. And it was weird, but at the end of it, like, it was really weird when his family was in the ring with him, too.
Yeah.
Just to know that, like, 2 years from...
Yeah.
It was about 2 years,
short,
right?
Yeah, a short amount of time later.
Like, it wasn't that long. Just to think, like, 2 years after that, oh, man.
Yeah. But, like, so, yeah, you're right. You do have to separate it, but, because, like, I'm watching that sequence, and I'm going, that's expertly shot. But everything in this movie, like, so, X-Men is expertly shot. This is expertly shot, like a way...
I mean, a
grander scale.
I guess we could give some credit to...
Cinematographer?
Newton Thomas Sigel, Director of Photography.
Yep. So,
that's the man with the eye right there, right?
That's true.
So
the direction is on point.
It is, absolutely.
My only... And we touched upon this in X-Men. My only major gripe with this movie is how quickly they take Cyclops off the board.
Right.
I understand taking Professor X off the board. I get that part. Because that's vital to the plot. But you take Cyclops off the board to only have that one more time, good like X-Men against X-Men. You know what I mean? So you had it with Wolverine versus Wolverine, Mystique in the first one, but now you actually have Cyclops versus Jean Grey. Visually looked amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool. It's just one of those, like, fuck off.
Yeah, but, like, it was one of those things, too, like, Magneto and Mystique could have taken him.
Yep.
They could have left Cyclops Man and just took Professor X.
That's right.
Exactly,
that's what I mean.
When Magneto and Mystique saved the Blackbird in the jungle or forest later on, Cyclops is with them.
Exactly. Like, that would have been fine. Like, and then that could have been, like, the uniting force, you know. Like, I have no problems with them having Wolverine as the figurehead, so to speak.
Yeah.
He's the most popular fucking X-Men.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
Okay? But at the same time, you have established that he's a longtime loner. But now you're going to have him slot in seamlessly into the X-Men. Because keep in mind, he had one major mission with them in X-Men.
Yep. And
then that's it.
Yeah.
Then he comes back, and even everyone's kind of joking, like, oh, yeah, how long this time? You know? I mean, the sequences where he's there are great because it's furthering the world and furthering the character building. They've established that Bobby Drake and Rogue are actually dating.
They're a couple now.
You know?
Yeah.
And I love that Bobby Drake tries to fucking mean mug him, frees his hand a bit, and he's just like, okay. Like, even Rogue is like, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, I do love the sequence in the kitchen where they're kind of shooting the shit or whatever, and he's just like he's kind of being normal. He's kind of like, yeah, like, I mean, I get it that you guys have a relationship.
Yeah.
You know?
But before he returns to the X-Men, they show him in Alkali Lake.
The shot with the wolf?
With the wolf?
That was awesome!
That was so awesome.
That was absolutely awesome.
But then he leaves thinking there's nothing going on there.
Yeah. Oh, looks dead. Okay.
Yeah.
See you later, wolf. The other part, too, was like, I mean, like, I get it that you got fast healing, but you're not going to wear a parka. You're going to wear your flimsy leather jacket unzipped. Sorry, no.
That's how the Wolverine rolls.
Not in the comic books.
Not in the comics.
I've seen him in full jackets, okay? Scarves over him. I've seen it all. Because this is the guy that is still, it hurts every time he pops his claws.
I love that line too in the first movie.
Yeah, I just, as soon as I said it, I was like, hey, I forgot that.
Yeah,
she's like, does it hurt? Every time. Every time.
And then it really just makes it click in that, like, every time he pops those, he's in pain.
Yep.
So he's in pain a lot, you know?
Yeah.
But then a reintroduction to the X-Men in this movie is at that museum mall type thing.
That's the example.
That whole thing.
That's an example of, like, the direction and the cinematography, like, coming together because, like, when they freeze everything.
Yeah, Professor X is wheeling through everybody.
But the camera's wheeling around everybody. Like, I was like, wow, I forgot. Like, this is great.
Yeah.
You know, and it's all to highlight a common thread in these movies now. Hot versus cold, right? Iceman versus Pyro.
Yep.
That was excellent casting, too. Like, normally, when they cast... there's two things that they could have done differently, and they should have, was... He should have been Australian. Allardyce should have been Australian.
Okay, yeah.
But I was okay that he wasn't. But Colossus should have had a Russian accent. I don't care. I mean, at the time, excellent casting.
Yeah, I still think he was good casting.
For a young Colossus, he was taller, jacked. You know, he fit the realistic vibe.
Yep.
Should have had an accent.
Should have had an accent. And I still, like, after seeing him in this movie, and especially in The Last Stand, like, I still think he was a great Colossus. But then after you see the Colossus in Deadpool...
Well, that's just it.
It's just like...
Like, thick Russian accent. Like, they didn't necessarily have to go the super CGI route.
Yep.
Because, I mean, that's the biggest Colossus you'll ever get.
Yeah.
Because in the comic books, he's only like 6'7".
Yeah.
6'7". He weighs like a bajillion pounds because he's like fucking steel. But, you know, that's actually... Yeah, but still, the fact that he was Russian and just generally a good dude was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's why I was like, he can't touch that. Even though I would have made him smaller, he still can't touch that. Yeah. But anyway, so
then we get the breakup of the team, right?
We reestablish the cast.
Yeah.
But we get introduced to new characters, and they're all great. they're all great. Like, I love immediately with that whole interlude with Pyro, you immediately go, okay, yeah, you're not going to be an X-Men.
No. You
are not going to be an X-Men.
You are a douche. You're going to the Brotherhood.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got some issues that you need to deal with. We get introduced to Stryker.
Yeah, William Stryker, who is the main villain from one of the most popular X-Men storylines
My man,
ever.
Brian Cox.
Yep.
Man, can he play a good guy?
He probably could, but why would you?
Yeah, why would you?
When you're
Fucking,
that good of a villain?
Like, just totally short hair, but
yeah.
he's got that goatee, just total military man. Like, I even love this scene where he's just like, yeah, they're all, like, some of these people got the power to, like, blow up the sun.
Yeah.
I don't understand why we're even having this discussion. We should be going in there, shutting this shit down, taking out everybody, and I like the spin on him, because he was a character in the comic books, but he was religious. He was a religious...
Yeah, he was a reverend.
Yeah, he was Reverend William Stryker. So I like that they switched him into just being a mutant-hating military man.
Me too.
And
Me too.
I also liked that they tied him into Wolverine's origin.
Yeah.
Which was really cool.
Really smart.
Yeah, like really, really
and to
smart.
have Lady Deathstrike with him.
That and that was also awesome too. I really enjoyed that they had her with him.
Yeah.
And what I also loved is like, because you immediately go, if you hate mutants so much, then why the fuck are these mutants working with you? And then of course you realize, well, he's got mind control. Like that scene with Magneto, where he comes in and Magneto's literally like, ugh.
Yeah.
And he comes in with that fucking douchebag security guard. I love that he got killed.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
Like, normally I'm like, you don't have to kill anybody and I'll be happy, but I was like, yeah, I'm glad you got fucking killed, you piece of shit.
Extra iron in your diet.
But I even just love how cocky he is at that point, because now he's just like, oh, nice to see you. He's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, he's like, how's your day? It's great till I showed up here.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong? You seem to have a higher iron count. What? And then all of a sudden it's just like pouring out of him.
And the blood's just
floating
into the air. It's like...
And then he just like takes it all out of him.
Yeah.
Creates 3 tiny metal balls.
Yeah.
Destroys it. Creates a platform for himself.
Starts floating.
And just casually floats there. I was like, yes, that's awesome. That was so cool. That whole sequence. I know we got ahead of ourselves, but that
we're hopping everywhere. But
that sequence is...
It's going to happen when there's that much awesome.
Oh, man. But, like, you know what, like, even just the reestablishment of the roles with Cyclops and Wolverine, now it's a little bit more of that kind of a buddy-buddy ball-busting situation, you know? Because now Scott knows whenever they need him, he'll be there. Wolverine, conversely, knows he and Jean Grey are official, and also they all just want to help. That's all they want to do is just help, which is always great, always uplifting. You know, it doesn't always have to be some tortured past. It's just simply, hey, we're different. We want different people to feel normal. So here's a safe place. Yeah. And also, if any of our type get out of line, we're going to swoop in to save them. Stop them. Save people if we have to. We just want everybody to go, yeah, they're mutants, but they're cool. Yeah. You know, they're just like us. They just do things a little bit differently. There's good ones, there's bad ones, you know. And I also like how they're emphasizing control. You know, like, learn to control your powers, right? Right, so anyway, because of Nightcrawler attempting to kill the president...
Professor X is trying to track him.
He's trying to track him, but also at the same time, this has now escalated things. Yes. The president didn't really want to have any issues with mutants. He was kind of on the fence, but now they're like,
now it's different.
You have to. And that's why Cox comes in and goes, we have to do something. And he's like, fuck, fine, okay? Because a mutant got into the White House. Yeah. One of the most secure buildings. Not only did he get in, he got in easily. Yeah. They had nothing to sort of prevent this, right? And you got Cox, you introduced Lady Deathstrike, which again, I loved. The casting was amazing.
You say what you want about the Fox X-Men movies, but they've always nailed the casting.
For the most part, the casting has been excellent. Yeah. There's a couple of missteps. I find in the later movies, there's a couple of missteps. Okay. Nothing, like, really bad. Yeah. It's just... Well, there's a few bad ones in Last Stand. There's one in particular that's horrible casting. Yeah,
I know who it is.
I like the actor.
Yeah.
I love the actor.
Yeah.
Just horribly cast in this role. Mm-hmm. And I know why they did it. and I'll tell you why they did it when we get to that point. But anyway, so because of this, now mutant-human tensions are running higher than ever.
Yep.
Because literally, they just came off, like, a few years ago, about a year ago, I think, maybe, that they saved New York on that summit. And they know it was the X-Men that did it, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so now you've got Mystique trying to infiltrate to find Magneto, right? So she locates Magneto. We get a couple of Easter eggs from Mr. Remy LeBeau and Hank McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
No, Hank McCoy was actually in the first movie too, wasn't he?
No, second movie on the TV screen.
That's right. He was on the TV screen.
But
it wasn't
the Hank McCoy.
He wasn't even Nicholas Holt.
No.
He was
just
Hank McCoy.
some dude up there.
So okay, all right,
yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, they were throwing little Easter eggs to make fans happy, but then when they get to the sequels, they're like, "Oh shit!"
It's almost like Billy D. Williams in Batman.
Yeah.
As Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
And then Tommy Lee Jones
as Harvey
Dent in Batman Forever.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to just go, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. You may or may not have been black in a previous movie.
Yeah, he went and hung out with Michael Jackson's plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
Now he's a white man.
Smooth criminal.
Smooth criminal.
Oh. That's right, he was on the TV screen. I remember that. That's
yeah.
right. So anyway, so she infiltrates. She figures out where Magneto is.
Yep.
Meets up with the fucking douchebag security guard. Pretends like she's gonna rail him in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Knocks him out. Spikes him with extra iron, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck she's doing. But the second that Magneto went, she seemed to have a higher iron count on it. I don't think anybody in the theater wasn't doing this move. Oh fuck!
Yeah.
You know. So we're bringing everybody up to speed, right? So, it's at that point that Cyclops gets knocked the fuck out. They grab Magneto. They grab Xavier.
Mm-hmm.
Grab Cyclops.
Yeah.
They take off. Like, Stryker and Deathstrike take off, and then Magneto gets boosted. So him and Mystique, they are now trying to track down the X-Men because they want to help out.
Yep.
And this is after we get one of the coolest sequences in the movie. And it's not even that big sequence, but the whole thing with Storm and Jean Grey in the church.
Yeah.
Oh, also, the costumes, I like them better in the second movie because they're a bit more streamlined.
Yeah.
Like, Storm in particular, I thought she looked
really great.
She looked really good, but I will say I preferred her hair in the third one.
Yeah. I thought her hair in the third one was great.
It was, like, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
But, so I liked that the costumes are a bit more sleeker, but at the same time, still retained that military type look, which I thought was a really cool idea. But that sequence there where they stroll in and you've got him like vamping and he's like speaking German, but he's also leaning into his accent. He's like, get out of here! And you're like, holy shit! And then she's like, Jean Grey goes, he's a teleporter. That's why we couldn't track him. Storm, could you? Zap!
Yeah.
Grabs him. And then it's just like, he says, like, the coolest way ever. My name is Wagner. Kurt Wagner. And you're like, that's fucking awesome!
Yeah.
That is so cool. I didn't know you pronounced Wagner as Wagner. I always said Kurt Wagner.
Yeah.
But now I know.
Now you know.
Wagner.
And
I was like, fuck, man, that's awesome. And you know, he actually, like, is wearing, like, gypsy-style clothing that you would, like, a guy would, and because he's got Romani heritage. He and Dick Grayson are both of Romani heritage. Gypsies. Yeah. For the uneducated, gypsies. But that whole thing was just like a small little sequence that I just thought was so fucking bitching. I was like, man, that's really cool. And of course they have when they're going back and they this dovetails with the sequence which is the best sequence in the whole movie. The best sequence is when Stryker and his team lays siege on the mansion.
Yeah.
It's amazing because
was an amazing scene. We
got to see Wolverine fucking fight like Wolverine. And he's doing things that, like, you would think, okay, it'll probably just be this action
full
thing.
on Berserker mode.
Hold on, I'm not even talking about Berserker. I'm talking about the little things. Like, at one point, they had him, like, stealth killing these guys.
Yeah.
Before the rest of them even knew that he was, like, fighting, or anyone was fighting back. He's stealth killing them, which I was like, I don't care that he's killing you. this is awesome.
Yeah.
You know? Or even that one sequence where, like, he's at the edge, then he just slides down, fucking stabs his foot, then stabs him. I was like, this is so fucking cool. And you've got, immediately you got Colossus trying to get all the students out, like, everyone that can't help out to go, and then he goes, like, I can fight, he goes, or no, he's like, I can help.
I can help you, help them.
And it's just like, fuck them, this is so awesome. And, then you get that Berserker rage. Because, like, Bobby, Pyro, and Rogue...
They're all about to get hit.
They're all about to get hit right at that main entranceway.
And then
she's like, rah! Jumps down. He's like, boom! Right, like, full on, like, straight out of the comic books. Boom!
Running towards all the guards.
Just rah! And I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like, I remember just looking at you in the theater being like, holy shit! Yeah. Like, fuck! Oh. I watched this again the other night and I got to that scene and I still was like, yeah, this is so great. Yeah. And I've seen that scene a million times. I'm going to see it a million more times because remember what I said last time, if I'm on my deathbed, I want to know how long I got.
Yeah.
This is on the list.
This is on the list.
This is on the list of movies that I have to watch before I die. Doc, give me a definitive time frame. Yeah. Give me a rough estimate here. Because fucking Christ. Can you imagine that, eh? Like, sorry, I can't see you. I gotta watch X-Men 2. Yeah. But Dad, like, literally, I don't know how much longer you have. I got about 2 hours, so if you want to say your goodbye, say it now, because I gotta watch this fucking movie.
Or just sit down and watch X2 with me.
Yeah, you want to hold my hand if that helps, but anyway, but that whole thing was awesome, but then I immediately love where they're about to go, and then Stryker shows up and he goes, hey, Logan. Full name's him, Logan. You're like, wait, what? And he's like, wait, what? And that's where you get the tie-in, and now you're just like, holy shit, this is so crazy. And they have to go back, like, they're gone, like, Pyro, Iceman, and Rogue, they're, like, because he's like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. But she's like, no, we gotta go back, they're gonna kill him. They go back, and then they have the ice wall, which was awesome. Mm-hmm. That's super cool.
Put their hands against the wall.
I know, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Like, they never did, like, I'm glad they didn't tie him into the comic books, but I'm super glad they tied him into the movies. Like, making Stryker being the guy. Yeah. You know? And the only thing that I would have liked, and this is just a retrospect thing, is in the flashbacks, if they would have showed Stryker as, what's his name, Danny
Huston?
Danny Huston.
Or Houston?
Houston, yeah. If they showed him as Danny Houston, like, I would have been like, that is some genius foresight, guys. Or if you're going to re-release it, could you just edit one scene with him in? And then have Wolverine go, now I remember who you are, you just look so different.
You aged horribly.
Last time I saw you, you looked like Danny Houston, but now you look like Brian Cox. Like, what the fuck happened here?
Hasn't been that long.
It's so weird, because I look the same in every movie. But not you. That was my one thought when I was watching that part. I was like, that would just be too funny. But that's one thing I really like, too, when they're talking about, and they show more of the flashbacks, but they show him submerged in the water. Yeah, they're showing a lot lines drawn on him. Like, this is straight out of the comic books, and I was just like, holy fuck, like, this is... Like, that's that Weapon X, like, Marvel Comics presents Weapon X, and it was drawn by Bart Sears.
No, Barry Windsor Smith.
Yeah, sorry, yes, Barry Windsor Smith. That's the guy I was thinking of. Yeah. And I remember those, like, covers when he had the fucking...
huge hair.
Brainwashing piece of machinery on his face, but his hair was, like, out to here.
That's one of the huge highlights from Apocalypse, is that Hugh Jackman cameo.
Oh, yeah.
Which we'll touch on later.
That was great. But,
not on this episode.
But yeah, so, like, that sequence is just, all those flashbacks are fucking awesome. Yeah. And then it's like, you know, after that happens and Bobby takes him back to his place. Yeah. Because they go, well, Storm and Jean Grey are in Boston.
They're in Boston.
And he goes, well,
my family
lives in Boston, so we'll just go there. Yeah. And that whole sequence in that house is great because, like, they paint it up like he's coming out to his parents like he's gay. Yeah. They're literally like when he freezes the cup, like, look, Bobby, show him what you can do, and she's just literally like, I don't ever want that near me again. Mm-hmm. And the brother is just like, calls the cops on them. That sequence was cool too.
That was a great sequence.
Shoots him point blank, just, oh no, he's like, sir, put down the knives, and he's like, I can't. I was
And then Susie pops it back in and gets shot in the head.
Yeah, just like out cold. I was like, holy shit. You know, and then you got Pyro cutting loose, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then Magneto shows up.
No. Jean
and Storm shows up, and then that's right, because now he's
then you get that awesome introduction between Wolverine and Nightcrawler on the Blackbird. It's like, what's he say? Who's the,
I think he calls him, who's the elf?
Who's the elf?
I think he says, who's the elf. I hope if I remember...
I'm Kurt Wagner!
I'm Kurt Wagner, and the circuses of Munich, I was known as the incredible Nightcrawler.
He's like,
okay.
Yeah. Does he cut him off? He's just like, shut it, or...
Yeah, I don't care, or something. He says something really, like, real quick.
And then Nightcrawler's just like...
He's like, ah! Oh.
Yeah, it's so...
I'll pray for you.
So yeah, now they're in the ship. They're getting chased by those jets, right? They're shooting missiles.
That's right.
And you get that awesome tornado scene with Storm.
Oh, yeah, she cuts loose of the tornadoes.
Yeah.
Then the ship gets broken apart.
And Jean Grey, too, she blows up the one missile.
Yeah. Blows up the one missile.
And her eyes are going like Phoenix style.
That I loved. I loved that they started teasing that part. And then...
Because immediately at the end of the first one, you knew it affected Jean Grey in some way. Because you just like that look on her face, just like what... just happened. So
yeah, exactly.
So you get to see that more in this movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, okay,
yeah.
All right, and then they touch down. They're in the bushes.
Well, they're crashing.
No, that's right. They're crashing.
Magneto saves them.
Magneto saves them. That's right. And that was awesome too.
Yeah.
That was super awesome. I don't like this one thing, and it always bugs me, is that like they purposely have Wolverine's hair. Just almost always has like one or two strands just kind of coming down. This is where it got a little bit too stylized, where I was kind of like, this is a guy that's literally like, he gets up and he goes, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
He's not like...
Yeah.
And we'll just do this one.
You don't actually show that on any of these pictures.
No, but in the movie, it's almost...
Yeah, he's always got the little... Yeah.
Just one, I was like, okay. But anyway, that was just a minor gripe. Yeah, like, I understood why. Because they got better with making the hair look more like it. So I was like, okay, I can let that slide.
Yeah.
But now you've got that whole, like, Magneto and like, hey, man, it's Alkali Lake. Mm-hmm. He's like, nah, I went there. It's a graveyard. Did you go underneath?
Yeah.
No. I saw a wolf. That's...
We shared a moment.
He looked at me, I looked at him, and then we went our separate ways.
Yeah.
So...
I forgot why I was here.
Did you have that moment with a wolf? Shit. Should have went underneath.
Yeah.
And they join up together, but they also had that line where, because, like, Scott's out of the picture, and Wolverine's really pushing, like, kind of douchey about his, like, I'm gonna fucking steal you from Scott. And then she goes, I love this line, she goes, look, you're the guy.
Yeah.
Like, you're the guy that we date. Like, girls date guys like you. Scott's the guy that girls like me marry.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's perfect. That's a perfect way to do it. And he just kind of goes, okay.
But now he keeps trying on it a lot.
Of course he does.
Like, and she goes, don't make me do this slogan. And then she walks away. That's right.
It wasn't
Mystique's watching this.
Yeah, it's while Last Stand, where he accepts it. That's right. He accepts it at the beginning of Last Stand. The part with Mystique where she's just like, look, I can literally be whoever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want her? Okay, great. What else? What else do you want?
Yeah.
He's just like, fuck off.
So, yeah, they got the tent thing, and now they're going to hit the compound.
Now they're hitting the compound, because now they got kids to save.
Yeah.
They got Scott to rescue. They got Professor X. And we find out that the end game all along was Cerebro to work with Stryker's mutant son, Jason, who is a very powerful mutant. Almost, like, more powerful than Xavier in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole purpose is to have Jason use Professor X to use Cerebro to not track all the mutants, kill them all. And I was like, holy fuck. Like, stakes in X-Men 1 high. Over the moon. Like, now every single mutant is gonna die. Like, that's crazy. And you're kind of thinking to yourself, like, okay, but why is Magneto helping out? You know?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, okay, well, I mean, Stryker's an enemy, and he's definitely got an axe to grind against Stryker for all the shit that he had to deal with. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, Magneto, you tried to kill a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You tried to turn them into mutants, knowing exactly what happened with Senator. He knew the Senator didn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't give a fuck. He was just sending a message. And that's the thing. He was just, I don't care.
Yeah.
You're a human, I don't give a shit. Right? So, like, they finally, it just blew my mind. The immediacy. So, like, you have, again, Mystique, pretend to be Wolverine.
Yep.
That was awesome. And I remember thinking to myself, like, oh, it just seems weird that he'd be running out like that. And then I was like, yeah. But the stuff with Nightcrawler, too, like, even when they had him say, like, I can't teleport if I don't see where I'm going.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's fucking perfect. That makes perfect sense, because, yeah, why wouldn't you, like, would you end up in a building? In the wall, right? And I thought that was really cool. So when he finally, like, when he sees them, he starts vamping them out, I was like, that's awesome.
There was a fuck-up during that scene, though, that I noticed for the first time with my last viewing.
Really?
Yeah. Storm and him are at the top, right? And the kids are down below. And it shows the kids. And the first shot of the kids that they show, in the shadow in the background, you can see Kurt already standing there.
Oh, no!
And then they go back up, and he flashes down, and then he walks out of the shadow where you could see his silhouette in the shadow.
Oh,
yeah,
shit!
And I was like,
oh shit!
How did they not catch that? So this time when I watched it, I was like, wait, what? Then I rewound it. I was like, oh.
Speaking of which, so I kind of like how this is kind of making the rounds, because this kind of ties in.
Yeah.
This is making the rounds the last couple of days. So I'm watching Far From Home for the first time in the theater. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So in Italy, I immediately caught a glimpse of Gyllenhaal in the hat.
Yeah.
I caught that glimpse and I was like, oh shit, that's awesome. And apparently, I guess, not a lot of people saw that.
And someone else did.
But then someone like in the media did, and they're just like, this is, he was already scouting him. And I was like, well, yeah, did you watch the movie?
I never noticed that.
That's crazy. You didn't notice that.
I didn't notice him in the hat because I was paying attention to the interaction with Peter. And
I
everything.
just happened to catch it too. Like,
yeah,
I was like,
because it's quick.
It is. It's literally like you blink and you.
So I watched it a second time a couple days ago because my dad wanted to watch it. Went with him, and now I saw it because I already.
Because you knew where it was coming, right?
Yeah, but it's like it's a flash.
It is definitely blink and you miss it.
And it's like,
or like if you're looking here, you missed it.
Yeah.
I just caught it. I was like, but I didn't see anything because I was like, that's probably just part of the movie.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, like, media after media is like, did you see this? I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, so
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of which, how'd your dad like the movie?
He loved it, but he was so confused. He kept it the whole time. He was like, "Oh, what's like stop?" I'm like, "That's way too loud in the theater."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
wow.
he's like, "Oh, he's not bad, is he? He's not a bad guy, is he?" He's bad. He's like, "Oh, he's bad. Well, but he could fly." I'm like, "No, just hold on a minute. He's going to explain everything."
Okay.
What about that? I'm just hold on. He's going to explain it in a second.
Okay.
So like he's just.
Well, that's kind of shitty.
He's very just jumping at because he knew I saw it already, right? If it was my first time seeing it, he would have been quiet.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, but
since
so he's trying to like rush it, and you're just like, breathe, buddy. Breathe.
Hang on a sec, Dad. It's about that. He really enjoyed it though. He thought Mysterio was awesome. His favorite part was J. Jonah Jameson.
Well,
spoilers for Far From Home if you haven't seen it, but yeah.
If you haven't seen it, what are you watching this for? You should be watching Spider-Man: Far From Home. It is one of the best Spider-Man movies you'll see. It is also one of the best Spider-Man movies you'll see this year. It's not the best, though. Not the best.
I will also link our Far From Home Camcast in this area.
Wow. That's a timestamp if I ever heard one.
For the YouTubers.
For the
SoundClouders and the Apple Podcasters.
You'll just have to watch previous
episodes.
episodes.
iTunes isn't a thing anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Apple Podcasts.
Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
For you guys.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Now I gotta remember that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'll forget it too.
Really
iTunes
tough.
is so much easier to say.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
But
oh well.
So yeah, no, he enjoyed that.
So, so Stryker gets sent packing.
Yep.
Wolverine chases after him. So what does Magneto do? Magneto reveals his real master plan.
Why he's really there.
The only reason why he was there, it had nothing to do with the X-Men, and kind of had something to do with Stryker. It was one of those, like, I'll kill him.
Yeah.
But right now, we gotta use Professor X. We gotta use Jason to use Professor X, to use Cerebro to kill all the humans.
Mm-hmm.
And
so Mysterio turns into Stryker.
Magneto turns into... You said Mysterio.
Did I say Mysterio?
Mystique. Yeah. Mystique turns into Stryker.
Mystique turns into...
And to use Jason. And again, so already I was like, holy fuck. Kill all the mutants. That's crazy. Then I was like, kill all the humans. Holy shit.
Then you go, sorry, Charles.
Yeah. I was like...
Nothing personal. I'm just going to make him murder everyone.
It's absolutely nothing personal. You know how it is. You know how I am, right?
Yes,
It's been like that for years.
We're brothers. You know how it is.
Yes. Anyway, kill all the humans.
Yeah.
Kill them all. Every single fucking one of them.
Beat you for chest next weekend. Okay, take care.
I also, like, I kind of enjoy that sequence with Stryker, too, where, like, he's, like, begging Wolverine to kill him. He's like, this is what you are. Like, you'll never be one of them. You're a fucking monster. And I like it because I'm like, hey, man, that's almost the same lines you had in fucking Bourne Identity. Or no, the Bourne Supremacy. You know? This is who you are. What do you think you can do? Have a normal life? You're a killer. I was like, Jesus Christ. You're typecast as a shady CIA operative, but you do a good job.
Yeah, you're very good.
Probably also a really good Hannibal Lecter. Okay, but I never watched that movie.
I haven't watched it either. I should.
I should too. You know why I haven't watched it?
It's just because it's Anthony Hopkins is Hannibal to me, and I just feel like it'd be weird.
That's one of the reasons why. Also, because it's a Red Dragon movie.
Yeah.
And I've now seen 2 sequences of Red Dragon. I've seen the official movie Red Dragon.
Yes.
But I've also watched...
Hannibal.
One of the greatest TV shows ever.
Hannibal.
Have you watched it yet?
I haven't watched Hannibal yet.
You know what you should do, Kenneth? You should watch Hannibal. Why? Because it's awesome.
Does it have an ending, though, or did they cancel before an ending happened?
Oh, it's got an ending.
It's got an ending?
Oh, it's got an ending.
Because they did cancel it, and I was just like, for fuck's sakes. I hate cliffhangers.
It's got an ending.
Okay, good.
So just fucking watch.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
No, I've been wanting to watch it after seeing Bates Motel and seeing how amazing that was. I was like, okay, now I gotta watch Hannibal.
Shell and I watched Hannibal first.
Yeah.
Bates was awesome. Bates Motel was really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Hannibal is better, though.
Is it? Okay.
Hannibal's better. Hey,
it's on my...
you got that crazy Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen.
You also got the other guy that I couldn't tell you what his name is.
Oh, that guy.
But he
I like that guy.
plays Edward Norton's character.
Right.
Which, apparently I can only tell you who Mads Mikkelsen is.
Yeah.
Because he's Hannibal.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell you anything else. Oh, Lawrence Fishburne is in it too.
Oh, that's right.
What character is he? He's another character in the world of Hannibal. Anyway, back to X-Men 2, because we're pretty much at the climax of that movie. So, Stryker is basically saying, like, yeah, you're just fucking kill me. He doesn't. Wraps him up.
Mm-hmm.
But who does kill him? Magneto.
Magneto.
Magneto kills him, and that was great too.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I like it because Magneto isn't running away from the X-Men. He's strolling away. He and Pyro and Mystique, they're like just do. Oh, hey, Stryker, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I like that how Pyro ended up joining them.
It made perfect sense.
Yeah,
it made perfect sense.
It was
because like Magneto is acknowledging his power. Like he's saying, "Hey, you're a powerful mutant." Like on the X-Wing, or no, Blackbird. On the Blackbird, he's like, "You're a powerful mutant," and Pyro is like, "Yeah,
yes,
I am such a powerful mutant." Tell me,
feed my ego, Magneto.
He said he likens the power of fire to being a god.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Whoa, you hit that one on the head," because he immediately went, "You're right.
I'm a god.
I am a god."
Yeah.
Hey, fuck you, Bobby Drake.
Yeah.
God. Woo! So the climax of the film, you have the X-Men working together to save everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Mutants, humans, everybody. You have Wolverine get a piece of his humanity back by not killing Stryker.
Yes.
Okay?
But before that, you had an awesome Wolverine Deathstrike fight.
Absolutely awesome. I forgot all about that. That's right.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
That was a great fight in the lab where all this shit happened to him.
The lab where, I guess, both of them were created.
Probably her, too.
It would have had to have been her.
It would have been weapon probably after him, I guess.
Would have to be, like, weapon 15?
Something.
We'll just guess.
Yeah.
15.
It's a good number.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So yeah, no, awesome fight. They're just, she's got the quick healing too, so they're slicing each other apart and they're just healing up, and it's just.
And
it's
like again,
nuts.
same thing. Like you've got the well, first her claws are cool.
Yeah, really.
Like I actually like. I loved two things that I loved about Deathstrike was that she was still Asian.
Yep.
You know, they always talk about whitewashing, but they never give credit when they should.
Yeah.
So they kept her Asian, and they kept the claws right out of her fingers, which was bitchin'.
Yeah.
And even though they completely revamped her costume, because she looks crazy, outlandish in the comic books.
Oh yeah, isn't she like more cybernetic too?
Yeah, because she ends up becoming part of the Reavers.
Right.
So, from Logan, the Reavers, she actually, so she's, her thing was, because Wolverine's adamantium, her father created the process for adamantium.
Mm-hmm.
So she, if I remember correctly, she was after Wolverine because she thought that he stole the adamantium from her father or something to that effect, so she was going to kill him. And she had the Reavers with them. I think they were... No, the Reavers are former Hellfire guys. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, so when the Hellfire are introduced in the 80s, like during that John Byrne Claremont run, and Wolverine is actually sent to the bottom of the compound. Like, I can't remember which guy did it. It wasn't Mastermind or Sebastian Shaw, but I can't remember who it was. But anyway, so he's literally, like, his gravity gets increased, so he goes through all these floors. I actually read the run. It's fucking amazing. And so now you have Wolverine at the bottom fighting his way back up to save the rest of the X-Men, because this is during the Dark Phoenix run where Mastermind has got into Jean Grey's head, so she thinks she's actually helping, and it's all just to break her down so that they can control the Phoenix.
Okay.
And you've got like floor to floor with classic John Byrne art, brown and tan suit, just gutting Hellions. That's what they were called, Hellions. And so the Reavers are the guys that Wolverine didn't kill. They're just like missing arms and stuff.
Okay.
So the cybernetics is to make up for what he took from them. So they want to kill him, and they join up with her because she ends up getting similar prosthetics to do the same thing to kill him because, so actually, if you get a chance, try and track down that run because, even just that issue, because that issue is fucking intense. So bad.
I remember the cover of that too.
Oh, yeah. Because it's like...
just like Wolverine going nuts on the cover,
like,
right?
he's like this, he's like, ah! And he's like, they show him in the sewer, because that's how far down they sent him.
Yeah.
Oh. But anyway, so, that fight scene was incredible.
So, and the way he beat her, grabs the adamantium pump, I guess we'll say.
Yeah.
Just, like, shoves it into her chest. It just fills her, and then it just starts leaking out of her eyes and nose and mouth.
And then she's like a statue of adamantium.
Yeah. And you can see on his face, like, he doesn't want to do this.
No.
Because she's basically his sister in a way.
She's just like him.
Yeah. And then she sinks to the bottom.
You know what I really like, though? I like, though, that they've established that Wolverine is a fucking ass kicker. But you get a clear sense that he could lose this fight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, because she's like, just pin cushioning him.
Oh. Yeah.
And she's doing all those crazy, like, acrobatics, like she did with Cyclops, where she had her legs up and just boot fucking him and everything, and you're like, he could actually lose this. So when he does just grasp at straws type of thing, just like, boom, and yeah, you're right, like, he's just like, fuck, what a way to go, but...
Yeah.
It's you or me. So yeah, you're right. And then when she falls in, it's just like, tink!
Yeah.
Tink!
And you can't help but laugh.
Yeah, it's just those random little bits of just like, oh, Jesus Christ. You know?
But then we cut back to outside.
Yep. Yeah.
Stryker is tied up. Wolverine has that little moment with him.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just like, I'm not going to kill you.
Yeah.
And then Magneto does. And it's cool because it's like just the chain. Boom. There it is. Fuck you.
Yeah. And then, the dam breaks.
Dam breaks, and then
Blackbird's not taking off quick enough.
Jean Grey stops it, and then the flames start hitting.
Oh, that scene, and she's holding the waves back.
She's holding it. She's
like,
raising up the Blackbird.
Wolverine's going to Nightcrawler. Get out there! She won't let me.
Yeah, she won't let me.
She's holding Nightcrawler in there.
You know, and like this is a level of power that none of them have ever seen from her.
Yeah.
And then she sends them off. Water goes.
Yeah.
Get that brief bit of flame.
And out,
and then that's it. No, the flame happened after.
It's not a flame. Well,
no,
it's more like a shadow on the lake.
That's right.
That's how they kind of end it.
That's
like, they're showing the lake, and then you just see like the phoenix.
That's right. The classic symbol for phoenix, just kind of, and you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
But that, like, everything up to that point has already been incredibly epic, but then to have her literally just like, and normally like, in some cases when they do hand gestures for mental stuff, I know why they're doing it because it's for people that don't understand, like, that aren't comic book fans, but I'm always just kind of like, if you're that good, you really need to be like, there's the water, you know what I mean? Like, these hand gestures. But for something like that, I was like, no, I get it, because she's like, here, and I love that he's like, she won't let me. You're like, Jesus Christ.
Like, yeah,
and she's
powerful.
Gone.
And then that touching, like, heartbreaking Cyclops Wolverine and Blackbird and Jay!
Yeah.
And then Logan's holding him back.
Yeah.
She's gone.
Yeah.
And then Cyclops finally just gives
gives her, and I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, what a way to end that movie. Like, seriously.
And it's not even over.
Of course not.
Because now we cut to the president about to make this big speech. And then,
nope. Bam.
Yeah, the lightning in the background, like, everything goes dark and no one in the room is moving, and he's just like, what? And then the X-Men are just standing there.
Yeah.
You get that amazing speech from,
Xavier does it. He does the whole thing, and then he goes like...
And then Logan's, we'll be watching.
Yeah, we'll be there for you, or something like that. No, we'll be watching.
We'll be watching you.
Yeah, we'll be watching you.
Yeah.
And I was like, ho, fuck. Oh, man.
Epic.
Oh.
Epic movie.
Oh.
The only parts in the whole movie, like, this is still a 5 out of 5 masterpiece for me.
Oh, yeah.
But to this day, I've seen so many times, but even just like the very first time I watched it in the theater, the Jason stuff with Professor X, I just, like, I didn't care about it all that much. And they showed a lot during that sequence.
I didn't mind it because I thought it was kind of interesting in how Jason was able to wear down Professor X.
Yeah.
I thought that was really, really neat. Like, at the beginning, I thought it was, like, when he's like, Jason, stop, right? And, like, he kept kind of fighting it. But the one part that I will admit kind of got me was he's like, Jason, stop. Like, he knows immediately. Then all of a sudden, switches to a little girl. And they're playing, like, a hide-and-seek or follow-me type of thing. And I was like, but you just acknowledged that it was him.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you immediately forget? You know what I mean? Like, it'd be something if you change the scenario around, right? Almost like Inception, where all of a sudden they're in a different sequence. Then it's like, oh, wait, where am I? And then you have the girl fall. Then you can kind of go, oh, okay, but it's the same scene. Like, the same sequence, sorry, where it's just like, oh, yeah, you caught me. Now I'm a little girl.
Yeah.
Fooled you, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's all different now.
Yeah, totally not Jason. Just a little girl.
Yeah.
Come with me. Find them.
Let's go murder people.
Find them. Kill them all.
Yeah.
What? What little girl? Seems like a weird thing to say. Jason, is this you? No, doesn't do it. Doesn't do that. No.
But nevertheless, so good. So good. When we got X2 in 2003 and then 2004 we got Spidey 2, I was just like, like, these are the two best superhero movies I think I've ever watched.
Yeah. And then, what was Batman Begins? 2005?
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, because Dark Knight was 2008.
Yeah.
That's right. So 2005. So we had like, bam, bam, bam.
Bam.
3 hits, like, fucking back to back.
Yep.
These are incredible.
Yeah, and then kind of took a little break for a while.
That's right.
But
still.
But yeah.
Well, yeah, because it was, we weren't at a point where you had to have 4 to 5 superhero movies a year.
Yeah.
And 4 of those movies were Marvel movies. The other 5, the 5th one was a Fox X-Men movie.
This was actually the second sequel that blew the first one away.
Yeah.
Because the year before this was Blade 2.
That's right. That's right.
And Blade 2.
Blade 2 was awesome.
Awesome.
Blade 2 was so great. I can't wait to do a Blade Camcast. I really can't.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait. I want to do it so badly.
Yeah.
Because those are all three of those movies
Such
are great.
a quotable movie, like all three of them.
All three of those movies are great.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, the third is the weakest of the bunch.
And that's the thing with all these movies, right? Is that the third is always the weakest in the bunch. Spider-Man,
Yeah,
weakest in the bunch.
yeah, like, it is the weakest of the bunch, but it's not like, I'll say it, it's not like Last Stand. Because, like, the only reason why I felt like it was the weakest was, was it rated R?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it's rated R.
they're all restricted.
I feel like it was just a shorter movie for one.
But it kind of felt like Blade was almost like a side character in his own
That
movie.
was the other thing.
Because
Like,
they're introducing the Night Stalkers and all this
yeah,
other stuff.
I feel like if it was a little bit longer,
Yeah.
then you could have had your cake and eat it too, because you
Yeah.
could still have the character arc for Blade.
Yeah.
And then also, you can introduce the Night Stalkers, which was awesome. Like, I
Yeah.
really wish they'd pick up on that.
I mean, I really wanted a spin-off. Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel.
Oh, man.
So good.
Fuck. It was so great.
Oh, man, I can't wait to dive
But
into
the other
that
part, too, the other part is Dracula.
Yeah.
Or Drake, sorry.
Drake.
Because you couldn't
Well,
say...
yeah. No, they called him Dracula.
They did,
They
but
called
then
him
afterwards
Dracula,
they called him
But
Drake.
then everybody's going by Drake, because it's
Like, immediately.
New
like, it
World's
was-
hip talk, right?
Now, having said that, when the final form Dracula, that looked awesome. That was fucking incredible.
Yeah, I can't wait to revisit those.
But so I feel like if they would have had a longer movie, you could also establish Dracula more.
Yeah.
Instead of making him more or less like a one-note bad guy.
Yeah.
Because it was like everybody else. Everyone else, he was always just like, no, we'll just take over the world. That's what we're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna take over the world.
But it was kind of awesome, though, that for Blade's final movie, they haven't fight Dracula. Like,
There's nothing wrong with that. That's absolutely
who's
awesome.
the ultimate vampire? Dracula.
Yeah, so
Let's
why wouldn't you get the
do it.
ultimate vampire hunter?
Yeah.
It's a perfect bookend. It's just could have stretched it a little bit because I think it is the shortest of the three movies.
I think so, too.
I think the second is the longest.
Now I have to look.
Yeah, I think the second is the longest.
It would be. Del Toro movies are always long. First movie's 2 hours. Del Toro, Blade 2. Fuck, Blade Trinity is the longest.
Oh, really?
Blade 2 is 1 hour 57 minutes. Blade Trinity is 2 hours 2.
Okay, all right, interesting.
Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill.
It's such a great fucking line.
It's like, what? I love it. I don't know what the fuck it means, but I love it so much.
It is such a great line. It is so great. But yeah, again, what?
What
the fuck?
What did you just say, Blade?
Are you serious? And he said that in the first movie, didn't he?
I think it was the first one, yeah.
I think because it's at the end where it's right before he fights.
It's got to be the first one.
It's right before he fights Deacon Frost,
Yeah.
like super powered up Deacon
Yeah.
Frost. And
It was that because
Yeah.
Del Toro wrote the second one, and that's not a line that Del Toro would put in a
Some
Blade movie.
motherfuckers up trying to ice skate uphill.
Oh, all right.
What skating rink are you in that there's fucking hills, you weirdo? Also, you spent your life training to fight vampires. You actually found time to skate? You were born a fucking vampire. You weren't skating worse shit. So sadly, you referenced this. You referenced this. I also referenced this. I said this is my least favorite of the bunch. I already said that. You referenced that the third movie was the weakest of the three.
I don't hate it, though.
I don't hate it.
And honestly, I don't know, obviously you're going to give me your opinion, but I feel that this movie has always got way more hate than it deserves because people hate Brett Ratner. And I feel like that's always lingered.
Would you like to know why they don't like Brett Ratner?
Well, I know why they don't like Brett Ratner.
Why is that?
Because he kind of falls in the same club as Bryan Singer.
That's part of it, but you know the other part, though?
He's a huge two-leg.
No. He's not as good a director.
Oh, no.
He's actually infinitely worse, okay? No. A lot of the stuff... Okay, hold on. You do yours, I'll do mine. I'll interject whatever, but you do...
Okay, so, I mean...
First thing I'll tell you right now, I have to say, I'm going to cut you off right now. Juggernaut. Juggernaut is the one thing I still, to this day, fucking hate.
Yeah. Juggernaut bitch.
No, I love Vinnie Jones.
Yeah.
I actually, I love him as an actor. He's one of those where even in, if it's a shitty, made-for-Netflix movie, which is the new made-for-video.
Yeah.
Straight to video? Or video on demand.
Video
on demand is the one.
Straight to Netflix.
But, straight to Netflix or whatever, I'd actually, I'd go, you know what, maybe I'll check it out because it is Vinnie Jones.
Yeah.
You know? And for, I know why they cast him, because they wanted to allude with the stepbrother stuff with Charles, although they should have said it. They should have said, hey, isn't that your stepbrother?
Yeah, well, I don't really have time to tell you. This movie has a lot going on.
It does. But, visually is the thing that hurts the most about Juggernaut. He looks fucking ridiculous.
He looks dumb.
He looks so fake.
He actually has, he's got the big fake muscles and, a cube of concrete on his head.
And, a weird, strap thing on him, which makes no sense. I don't picture Juggernaut sitting there going, because they don't explain anything about the character. They just basically they go, well, once he starts running, you can't stop him. Mm-hmm. And you go, okay. Because you go, if you don't know the character, you go, well, he's a mutant, and that's his power.
Yeah.
But then you go, well, why would he need a concrete, helmet, right? Because he's already a tank, right? And you've seen other mutants that don't have any sort of protective headgear literally punching through things or running through things, so why would he need that, right? Mm-hmm. Also, why would he need some weird strap thing to keep his shirt on, his half shirt?
Yeah.
His half shirt, no less. It's I know I talk about how, the concept of costumes can be absurd to a degree. This is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand anything about the concept of the visual of the character. If I didn't know the concept, I would be I don't get any of this. I don't expect you to go, okay, first of all, he's not a mutant. What it was he came across the amulet of Sidorak, and what Sidorak did was turn him into the Juggernaut. So that's why he's got this thing on him, and that's why he's also much, much larger than any human should ever be.
Yep.
You could even use that to explain his costume choice. I don't know what to tell you. Sidorak said, this is what you're going to look like. Poof!
Yep.
You kind of looked like a weird half-shirt wearing strap guy. I don't know what to call you. Juggernaut. Let's call you Juggernaut. I get that part. But, at least, I don't know. I don't know what they were trying to do. He just looks terrible. Plus, they don't even really kind of say anything other than, why he would hang out with the Brotherhood.
Magneto.
They rescue him, and he goes, once I start running, I don't stop, and he goes, yeah, okay, cool, we could use you. But then he doesn't really do anything until the end of the movie. At all. Right? So I really, really didn't like him, and I hated the I'm the Juggernaut bitch. I really hated I'm the Juggernaut bitch. I didn't like it in Far From Home. Spoilers, when Nick Fury goes, bitch, you were in space. Up until you realize that it's actually not Nick Fury, and then you go, okay, at least that I get.
Yeah.
This is just a dude who's trying to be like Nick Fury. Mm. And for some reason thinks that Nick Fury would say things like, bitch, please, you're in space, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's like he watched...
the Shaft?
It's like he watched the Samuel L. Jackson movie and went, hey, you kind of look like that guy. I talk like this guy.
I talk like that guy right there.
This guy's saying some cool shit here. I like him. He says motherfucker every 2 seconds, motherfucker. So I'm already doing it. Yep. I'm already doing it, motherfucker. This is great.
Far From Home, rated R.
Woo!
Hard R.
Anyway, so that's one of the biggest things I don't like. The other thing I don't like...
Yeah, just get out of the way now.
Just get it out of the way.
Get out of the way.
The other thing I don't like is the cinematography is distinctly a step down from this movie. The only time I actually was really engaged in this movie was the end fight scene. And it starts...
The end fight scene is pretty awesome.
When he moves the bridge, I'm in.
Yeah.
And I'm in for the rest of the movie. But everything up to that point, aside from... Well, the angel shot in the beginning. So heartbreaking. I feel for that kid. That kid acted his ass off in that scene when he's
sawing off
his wings, and his dad's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And he's he's freaking out because he knows his dad hates mutants, and then he comes in. He's just like, Warren, what's going on? And he's just crying, and he's like,
no, not you.
And he goes, no, not you. And he's just like, I'm sorry. And it's like, and I'm like trying to, even, I watched the movie last night, and I'm almost like reaching to the camera, like into the TV, like, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Oh, man, you just come and live with me. You just come and live with me. I don't care if you got wings. Don't do it, man. Like, this is horrible. You know?
Yep.
But yeah, you're right. Like, there's a lot going on, and it's like, it seems like every third movie around this time period, they were like, yeah, you know what? You did really good with the first movie. And you know what? We loved that you expanded on the second movie without going too big. Now it's jam every fucking thing in this movie.
Explosion!
Hey, you know what? Astonishing X-Men? They got this thing with the cure. Let's put that in the movie. All right. Okay. We just had this huge epic fight scene between Jean Grey and Magneto. Let's put that in the fucking movie. What else do we got? Let's kill Cyclops right away. Let's just kill him. Don't even show his death. Let's just kill him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like boom, 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 boom. But the thing that I hate the most, though, is that there's a lot going on in X-Men and X2, but it doesn't feel like a lot's going on. Like, it's when you kind of take a step back, you go, actually, there's a lot of moving parts here.
Mm-hmm.
This one, you're just like, oh, that's plot point, that's plot point, that's plot point, that's plot point. What the stop? Let's stop, right? Here's another thing that I didn't like that I don't think I ever noticed before. How much of a douchebag is Bobby Drake when he's practically almost dating Kitty Pryde while he's with Rogue?
Mm-hmm.
And I said this to Michelle. I was like, that's a weird move to make, eh? Like, this is a date move. He doesn't, well, here's the thing. He doesn't go, hey, Rogue, Kitty Pryde is feeling really messed up around here, so why don't we, I don't know, like, take her ice skating or something like that. Like, we'll do something to cheer her up. He doesn't do anything like that. He goes, hey, babe, come with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show you something really cool. Check it out. This place can be just like home, too. Let's go ice skating. And that's a date move. I don't care who you are. That's
Total
a date
date move. Total date move.
And that's also a total dick move.
But oh, fuck. Yeah, absolutely. But, I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I understood it.
My problems is that, like...
You're with someone you can't touch her.
Yeah, but
I
then
can't
break
even
up with her.
imagine how hard that would be.
Then break up with her.
Then break up with her.
And don't date someone or try to set up somebody to be your fallback girl before you break up with her. Just say, look, you know what? I thought I could do this. I thought I could make this work, but I can't.
Mm-hmm.
So... we have to break up.
Yep.
I need to have that, you know? That would have made more sense. The problem, but again, we're also dealing with a script from two scripts that were here to here. There's a clear drop-off in the cinematography, aside from the end sequence. There's a clear drop-off in the script, okay? But even like in the introduction of the new characters, because there's a lot of new characters introduced,
Oh, yeah.
they all feel one note.
Mostly villains.
They all feel one note. It's all just like, oh, you move fast and you can sense powerful mutants? Great.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
You're a spiky fish. Awesome.
I mean, come on. Every X-Men movies have one-note villains.
No.
Sabretooth and Toad, no backstory whatsoever. They're kind of just there doing the thing for Magneto.
Okay. All right.
All
So
right.
that's one.
Okay. I mean, X2 is pretty much just all human villains. There's not much you can really say about
But none of
that.
them are one note. Like even Deathstrike isn't one
You
note
got
because
zero backstory for her.
but she's not one note because she's actually being controlled. So there's that element of... And that's another reason why Wolverine didn't really want to kill her, because he knew that she was being controlled.
Yeah.
But he had no choice.
Yeah.
So I guess you could argue one note there,
I
but
mean,
there's a little bit more depth to that. There's no depth to this. Is really... Okay, that's kind of the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
There's no depth to any of this. Plus, I also don't like... And believe me, I understand why they did this. I don't like how they treat the Dark Phoenix aspect as a split personality, or like an evil side to Jean Grey.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, they establish it in the beginning of the movie with surprisingly well CGI younger versions of it. That held up fairly well.
Right? I saw that and I was like, man, I totally forgot they did this for
Tron
this movie.
2 came out years later and looked way worse than this.
They actually looked pretty solid in that opening scene.
Like, I mean, it wasn't the greatest.
Yeah.
But like I literally just said, like, I think Tron was, what, 2010, 2012?
Yep. Yep, about that.
Somewhere around there.
10, 11 or something like that.
It's far enough that it should have looked way better. And it had Disney budget. Like, Disney money. Like, Disney should have been like, let's just, I don't know. Could we take his face and put it on his face? I mean, we did it in a face-off.
Mm-hmm.
but like that held up surprisingly well. Like, the laying the groundwork was smart. I just don't like how they made it like a split personality. And especially because then they have to have Charles Xavier block that part off, right? So, and again, like, you know why he did it, and he goes like, Wolverine of all people is like, look what you did, buddy. You fucked up, man, and now it's just making everything worse. Who the fuck do you think you are? And he's just like, I didn't really have a choice.
Wolverine would get that, though, because he had basically the same thing happen to him,
But that's
right?
the thing. So, like, Wolverine is all high and mighty, but I'm like, you were a fucking trained killer.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, you literally were a trained killer. The whole purpose of these claws was so that you could kill people for the government. You didn't have any choice. Wouldn't you get it? I don't know. So it just kind of felt uneven.
I like the split personality thing because it kept the movie grounded, and that's what this original trilogy was. I mean, obviously they redo the story with Dark Phoenix later on. And they're doing the space thing, and they're keeping more to the comics now. But in this grounded trilogy, I thought, you know,
I agree. Like I said, like, I understand why they did it. I feel like if Singer didn't leave to do Superman Returns, it would have been we would have got a better representation.
Yeah, and we would have got more Cyclops.
We definitely would have got more Cyclops. Or at the very least, we would have gotten a definitive death.
It really bums me out that he left Cyclops to go be a Joe Nobody in friggin' Superman.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
My take on that particular character, actually, if you really think about it, Joe White is a human Superman.
Okay.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Like, a great guy. Like, a super nice guy.
Yeah.
Everybody likes him.
Okay, I see where you're going with
Hold
this.
on. No, you don't. You're not. I'm not
Okay,
telling
I don't.
He's a great dad.
Yeah.
Okay? Even though it's not really his kid, but he doesn't know that.
Mm.
Second of all, he's got a pilot's license, and he can fly a helicopter. You know what I mean? Like, it makes sense that if Lois isn't with Superman, that she would be with a guy like him.
Yep.
That's...
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
But, here's another thing, and I said this to Michelle, the other part with his off-screen death, though, and I distinctly remember this when I was watching this, was that I spent the whole movie going, he'll show up at the end. He'll show up at the end, lead the troops to victory, and it'll be awesome. You could still kill him off at the end of that. Hell, you could even have Jean Grey kill him off at the end of it, and it would still be like, okay, but he still, like, led the charge. Especially because I feel it would have been more impactful if Scott was the one taking the steps towards Jean, saying, no, Jean, you gotta stop this. I don't want to have to kill you. Visually amazing with Wolverine, and because of the nature of her powers at that point, it makes sense because she's literally ripping strips off him. Yeah. And he's healing as he went there.
Yeah. Cyclops wouldn't be able to do much in that case.
He wouldn't be, but just thematically it makes more sense. The guy that you love, the guy that you killed, or you thought you killed, right? It makes more sense that way. But again, like, I know the Wolverine thing, so, but it's just, there's just a lot wrong with this movie. And the Xavier death scene. The Xavier death scene is still, I can't, like, I was watching it again and I was still just like, holy fuck.
I remember when we watched it in the theater and both of us just looked at each other like, what the fuck?
What the fuck just happened?
Like,
and like
I was covering my mouth in the theater, like,
yeah.
Oh.
Because I was like, no. And like, you think he's gonna get out of it until you start seeing bits of his skin come out. Then you're like, oh no, he ain't getting out of this. He ain't getting out of it. And I mean, it's an amazing scene. It is one of the best shot scenes. I forgot about this scene. This scene is one of the best shot scenes in the whole movie. And it's almost, I feel like Brett Ratner called up Bryan Singer and was like, hey man, do you mind if I use that scene that you shot where Jean Grey kills? Yeah, it's cool. I could use that. Okay. What about the bridge scene at the end? Can I use that too? Can I say it's mine though? Yeah, cool. Hey, let's go bang some boys later. Click. No, that's too much. I shouldn't have went there.
You went there though.
But I did.
You did. You went there.
But So yeah. Also, I just get it all out. I really dislike, even to this day, how much hype they gave for Angel, and he's in the movie for 5 minutes. Every single scene he's in is absolutely incredible. Like I said, the child actor was great, and I love Ben Foster. I've always been a fan of Ben Foster.
Nope. I will totally agree with this point because, I watched it the other night. I was like, "That's still such a missed opportunity."
It's such a waste. It's not even missed. It's wasted.
Flies in, grabs his dad, flies out, and then done.
Yeah. So you have a wicked scene where the kid is fucking just mutilating himself so that his dad doesn't realize he's got wings. Yeah. Okay. Then you've got that awesome scene where his dad's like, "You're going to be the first guy. You're going to be the first guy for this cure. Isn't that great?" And then he's just like, I can't do this. So you have that awesome scene of him busting out of the window and flying away. That's incredible. And then he grabs his dad and gets out of there. It's great that he grabs his dad, but, well, then what? Does his dad suddenly just love mutants again? Or does he suddenly just go, hey, you know what, it's okay. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna learn. But they don't even have a resolution there, But, yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I don't like.
Yeah.
And I think I'm
Did you get it out?
I think I got it all out.
You got it out?
I think I got it out.
Thanks for letting me go first.
I know. I said it, and then I said I'm going to say this one thing, and then I just took over, so I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, I'll do my best to not say too much right now.
Okay, I find fun in every single X-Men movies. I've made that blatantly clear forever now. Mm-hmm. X-Men The Last Stand, I watched it the other night, I was like, I don't hate this movie whatsoever. It's the weakest of the three. Absolutely. There's definitely problems. Juggernaut's probably the biggest one there, and then the huge waste of Angel. Huge bummer. But let's talk about what it gets right, okay? Let's talk about how it shows us the Danger Room for the first time. And it's fucking amazing. And a sentinel head gets chopped off by Wolverine. It's amazing.
Oh, did we see a fastball special?
Let's talk 2 fastball specials in the movie.
No, but I'm talking about in the Danger Room.
In the Danger Room.
Did we see a fastball
That's how he got to the sentinel head.
We open the fucking movie with a fastball special in the Danger Room.
Yeah.
And we see a fucking sentinel head.
Yes. Yes.
Totally agree.
Right? Ellen Page was a great kitty.
100%.
Awesome.
100%.
Loved her in the movie.
I even liked her costume.
Her costume.
Trim.
Yeah.
That was
amazing.
Great. That was absolutely
so
great.
Good.
Yes, totally agree.
And the biggest plus of them all, Kelsey Grammer as the Beast. Hank McCoy. That was straight out of the animated series.
Can I stop you once? I want to interject really quick. Because yes, Kelsey Grammer.
Yes.
Hank McCoy, the Beast. Best of the movie.
Absolutely.
But the Iceman pyro fight scene.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Doesn't top Hank McCoy.
No.
Does not. But what I was saying, especially in the second one, because they seed that they're kind of friends, and then they seed at the end that they're not. Now they're like button heads.
Yeah, now they're...
And then you see Bobby Drake ice up.
Mm-hmm. Full
on ice up. And they fight, and it's fucking awesome. And I love the line. It's just like, you should have stayed in school.
Yeah.
And then Iceman fucking lays him out and goes, you never should have left.
Yep. Yeah.
Stay in school, kids.
Yeah, and goes
stay
full on Iceman mode too when it happens.
Yeah.
Like totally covered.
Getting back to that, everything about Beast was awesome.
Everything.
Every single thing.
The way he
about
moved,
Beast.
the way he talked, how he was he was the mutant representative with the president and everything. And
like the president was like,
and when the president's like, you know what, we got to go to war with communities, he's like, well then I got to go where I belong.
No, he's like, I can't accept your resignation. And Beast is like, you have to, because I can't do this. Because once you do this, then I can't be a part of this. Mm-hmm. And this is not what I signed up for.
Yeah.
Everything that's happening, I did not sign up for, so I gotta go where I belong. And I was like, yes!
Yeah.
And the other thing I love is they allude to Beast being a prior teacher.
Right.
slash
like one of the first mutants.
And I was like, yeah.
So when they do First Class later and they show Beast as one of the First Class, you're like,
yep.
now
I was like,
it's all
okay,
making sense.
That's great.
It's all making sense.
I don't understand the Alex Summers part, but whatever. We'll mix and match and figure out how
he's an uncle, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
A really old brother.
Yeah. But
anyway, amazing, and his chemistry with everyone else on the team.
Well,
like great chemistry with Storm, but his chemistry with Wolverine was that totally reminded me of the way Whedon wrote both of them in Astonishing X-Men, calling him furball all the time and everything. Like,
oh yeah, oh my god.
I don't know. Like as an X-Men fan, I was loving so much in this movie, and the fact that Ratner directed it. I mean, I didn't let that overshadow the fun that I was having during all these aspects.
I'm glad that I regurgitated all the shit that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say that in this viewing, I realized that I like it more now than I did before.
Yeah.
Okay? Because, like, what it was the same feeling I had with Spider-Man 3, where I felt kind of let down. Because you're here, right? And even Spider-Man 2, you're here. And then you watch Spider-Man 3, and you're just like, I really want to like it, but I can't. Like, there's so much that... I mean, why were you here and now you're here? Mm-hmm. And it was the same with Last Stand. And previous times I've watched it, I remember just being like watching it like this, like I don't even know why I'm watching this. This movie is beneath me. But I was forcing myself to be open-minded about it. But the stuff that I hate, I really hate.
Yeah.
Hate it. But the stuff I love, the stuff that they got right, they got really right.
They got really
Even
right.
something as simple as Jamie Madrox.
Yeah.
The introduction of Eric Dane. Michelle pointed that out to me. She's like, is that Eric Dane from Grey's Anatomy? And I was like, wait, yeah, I think it kind of might be. I don't know. Then I was like, yeah, it totally was. You were right. But anyway, just him walking out, and there's like a bajillion of him. Like immediately, I was like, yep, that's cool.
And then they use it later when they're surrounding Magneto's compound.
That's awesome.
And it turns out it's just
him.
Man.
Hey, wait, it's just one guy.
All because Mystique becomes a human, she gets shot with the cure, and then Magneto turns his back on her. I'm sorry, dear, you're not one of us anymore.
Instantly.
Like, instantly. Like, he's so pro-mutant that it's just like, sorry.
Especially because, like, he literally, like, fucking moved his whole schedule around just to get her.
Yeah.
The other two were incidental. Madrox and Juggernaut were incidental.
Yeah.
It was all for her.
Yeah.
And then, boom. Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
And the other two are just kind of like, okay, I guess we're with you now, but...
So then she gives away Magneto's secret location.
Sells him out hard. I was like, yep, well, fuck that.
Makes sense.
I will say that I was kind of chuckling because it was like, so she's nude, right? So she's in this awkward position where she's got to, like, cup her tits, but still be, like, in a prone position. And I remember just being like, that's a fucking weird way to land.
Yeah.
But I get it, like... Yeah, like, I mean, if this was real life, she'd just be like, well, she'd be too stunned. She's like, well, I'm human. Wait, what are you doing? Where are you going? But she has to, like, weirdly, like, I was like, oh, man, that's so weird. But yeah, like we said at the beginning in X-Men, so her actual incredible, her story arc through the whole movie is great because she's a zealot for Magneto. She's like, yep, I will follow you to the ends of the earth. Mm-hmm. She showed more range than you would have thought from basically just a model.
Yeah.
Supermodel.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I was saying, like, right at the beginning of the Camcast, like, I'm surprised she didn't do more movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because she was, like, even in Punisher, she was great. She was one of the standouts. Like, I remember just being like, all right.
Yep.
And you know what I like about Rebecca Romaine Samuels is that she's gorgeous, but not, like crazy, like, unbelievably gorgeous. We're just like, how is this even possible that you're on this earth with this mere mortal? It's like, yeah, she's beautiful, but she seems attainable, I guess. Mm-hmm. Is really, I mean, for us, she's attainable because we're studs.
Yeah, absolutely.
But hold on,
John Stamos says nothing on this.
Right here, boom, Rebecca. Anytime, call me.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, don't actually call me because I'll get in some serious shit.
Yeah.
Call me.
After just bitching about Bobby Drake's actions in the movie, ring it off.
Rings off though. Rings off. I'm
right. Yeah.
completely unattached.
Unbelievable.
The second this goes off legally, I'm single again.
Yeah. All the paperwork at home just went poof.
Yeah. Hold on, check it out. Poof, back.
Yeah.
It's all back. Yay!
Michelle's at home with all these papers floating around with it.
What's going on? What the fuck is happening?
What is going on?
Oh, he's talking about Rebecca Romijn.
He's
again.
taking the ring off.
God damn it.
Yep.
Anyway, but yeah, here's the one thing about Hank McCoy that is a bit of a minus is that because Hank's in the movie, we didn't get Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Because they were like, 2 blue-skinned acrobatic people? And I'm just like, yeah? What's the problem?
Yeah.
Totally fine with it.
Yeah, what's the big deal?
We had 2 adamantium fighters in the
Yeah.
fucking second movie.
What's the big deal?
Nobody blinked an eye. In fact, we were like, that's a great scene.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the best scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
Besides, one is a German religious demon-looking guy. The other is an American, highly intelligent, beast-looking motherfucker. So, I mean, plus it would have been nice to see Nightcrawler in some version of his red and white suit.
Yeah.
You know? Some version.
Of the Alan Cumming Nightcrawler.
Yes, of the Alan Cumming.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
The Ratner Singer version of X-Men costumes, having some version of that. Like, I mean, I almost picture it being like an actual distinctly red trim right down to here.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's it. Like, maybe some white trim around. But I think that actually would be looking pretty cool.
That'd be sure.
You know, but anyway. So there's not all hate. It's not all hate.
Not all hate.
For me.
Famke Janssen's range in this movie was amazing. She was so perfectly creepy as the Phoenix. When the skin went all gray and the eyes went dark. And
even when she's like trying to force Wolverine to bang her.
Yeah.
Like even that. And he's like, hey, this isn't you. And she's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she's just like, wait, no, it's not.
But it kind of makes sense now, the whole love triangle thing. Like, she loves Scott. That personality loves Scott. The bad one that was always hidden away had this thing for Logan, right?
If that was the end result for that story arc.
Yeah.
If that's ultimately
that's kind of what I got from it. But
that does make a lot of sense.
Because when the evil is taken over her in the third one, she's all over Logan. Like, who the fuck
cares
that Scott just died? I don't give a shit.
You know, but I did like how she's like, huh. When I met you, we were here when we met, except you were on the table and I was looking over you. I was like, oh, nice little touch there, nice little touch. But yeah, the range that she showed in the entire trilogy, I was actually like, she's another one where I'm surprised didn't go on to bigger and better things.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
yeah, she didn't do too much after this wrapped up.
No.
But I mean, after her little appearance in Days of Future Past, I can't remember.
I don't think I can't remember being in anything other.
I think that's pretty much it.
I popped hard for that one, though.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. The two of them, both, I was like, yes!
Even
that's
her
awesome.
little appearances in the Wolverine made me happy.
Oh, yeah. But, like, like, her arc was incredible throughout all 3 movies.
Yeah.
It's bittersweet end to the character, though. Like, visually amazingly cool.
And that's the thing, too. Like, I feel like this has the best score of the trilogy.
Well, that end sequence.
Because that music when Logan is walking up that hill and he's just, like, flakes of his flesh are just flying off. And she's, like, staring him down as the Phoenix.
Yeah.
But as he gets closer, you can slowly start to see Jean return.
Yeah.
You know? And then, like, you would die for them? No, I would die for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's just like, kill me, or save me. Or what'd she say? Kill me.
No, she says kill me.
Yeah, and he does. And then you get that. And then the camera pans away and he's holding her body. He's just like,
Because in that sequence where she's on the table and she snaps out and she's Jean again, she says kill me.
Yeah.
And he doesn't.
And he's like, what?
He's like, what? No, I can't do that.
Yeah.
We'll save you. Don't worry. And then she fucks off.
Yeah.
So now he does it. And again, like, it visually looked amazing. It absolutely looked amazing. Like I said, like I thematically it makes sense for it to be Scott. Okay, but I understand what you're saying. So like the duality. So yeah, like I like that aspect where.
So if the split is the one that comes back, she's got no feelings for Scott.
That's right. So for her to kill Scott, it's not a big deal.
Whatever.
So yeah, and that makes sense. And it does, you know. And I mean, you can't top the scene where, like, literally chunks of his flesh.
Oh yeah.
Although I was laughing about this, and I thought, like, it's funny. I do actually feel they missed an opportunity here by actually full on ripping his pants off.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of funny that this whole part goes.
Yeah.
little bit of a rip on the pants,
Yeah.
but nothing else. Like, they shaved the shit out of this area. You don't ever have to see his dick, but show his ass for the ladies. And so the dudes. Because I was like, it does kind of, it's one of those where I'm like, I've seen it enough where I go, yeah, you know what, you could have just, it makes more sense to just lose that.
Cut the Iceman. Ooh.
Wait a minute. I don't even like Kitty Pryde either.
Good thing I didn't touch Rogue because I'm feeling things.
I'm into this right here. Freeze! Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I distinctly remember like kind of just being like, oh, that would have been kind of funny.
Yeah.
Especially because like in Days of Future Past, he's fucking naked in that one.
Yeah. Like
full on naked. Because you see a bit of his ass, actually.
But then later on in the movies, like Fox is playing more with the PG-13 now. Like they're leaning,
right, but it's
like,
still.
Oh, we can use one F-bomb per movie. One F-bomb per movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, okay, that's like whatever, that's fine. But it is an incredibly powerful scene. Like even then
it
with
is.
my Cyclops gripe, I'm still just like, yeah, but.
Yeah, like I watched that.
The way it played out, it's still incredible.
2 nights ago, I watched this and that ending with that music though.
I literally watched it last night, so yeah.
Yeah, that music that was playing with it, I was just like, oh, okay, you know what? That just. Oh wow.
And also, while I feel like in the second movie, I thought it was kind of weird that Wolverine slotted into the leader role effortlessly. Mm-hmm. This one, it made perfect sense.
Yeah.
Because
it's just him.
Because Storm is slotting into the Professor X role.
Yes.
Which is literally what Professor X said at the beginning, and then now
so who's
Wolverine.
going to run the army?
Well, yeah, Wolverine.
Yeah.
Your trained killer assassin soldier.
It's not going to be Beast. It's just a little cameo appearance on the X team. So I mean.
That's right.
He's going back to do his own thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. He goes home, and then once everything's fixed, he goes back to his day job. Right. Yeah. So it does, and because. He never left at the end of the second movie. Mm-hmm. He stuck around. Yeah. Right?
Right.
So it made sense. So I wasn't like, yeah, but, and especially because now, like, Hugh Jackman and Wolverine is a much bigger star than any of them at this point. Yeah. Like, I mean, I think the only one that would be close would be, Patrick Stewart. Like, he's surrounded by, like, top name guys. Yeah. But you're watching these movies for Wolverine at this point. Yeah. So it is like one part of a larger.
I mean, he was the moneymaker of the franchise.
Yeah. Just like in the comics.
The X movies that don't focus mainly on Wolverine weren't as successful. In fact, The Last Stand is, other than the Deadpool movies, the highest grossing.
Yeah, exactly. Spider-Man 3 is the same thing as the highest grossing of the three.
In North America.
In North America, yes.
The highest of all time. Yes. Besides Deadpool, is Days of Future Past.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, that was like the...
That was incredibly.
I can't wait to talk about that.
I actually think that I have... see, I'm always torn between Days of Future Past and Apocalypse as to my second favorite movie.
Apocalypse?
I really liked Apocalypse.
Me too. I really
liked Apocalypse.
That's surprising.
It's
but I guess after we talk about all of them, we'll rank them.
I'll explain why some of the stuff that they did with Days of Future Past, and I'm correct in why I feel like it lessens it because of what happens in Apocalypse and then ultimately Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. Before we leave Last Stand, I absolutely love the part in the movie after Xavier dies. And then they go back to Magneto's little compound, and Pyro's like, I would have killed Xavier myself. Yeah. And then he's like, you will never understand what Xavier did for mutants.
Yes, exactly.
Like right away,
cuts him off. Yeah, literally, shut your fucking mouth, because you have no idea. He died for us. Yeah. And I was just like, see, okay, they're obviously close. There's a closeness there, and when he said that, I almost got a little teary-eyed, because I love that. I love the relationship through the course of the three movies. The other part, though, and I remember, like, at the end, when Proteus... Yeah. Or we don't know that we didn't know it was Proteus at the time. Yeah. It was, I don't even think it was Moira McTaggart's son, but it might have been, because they had that blurb of her with the husk, and they have Xavier talking about how I think he says it to Jean, where you could actually project into a different body, right? So they have this epic, crazy death of Professor X, and I remember when he wakes up, I remember distinctly being like, oh, so why even do the crazy death scene if you're immediately going to undo it?
That was the first after credit Marvel scene.
Yep. That was the first.
So
stinger.
anyone saying that's a MCU thing? No.
No.
Right here. Also, by the way, for the people who despise this movie, produced by Kevin Feige. All of the X-Men and Spider-Man movies were produced by him.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yep. You can blame Avi Arad.
He's not the god that you think he is if you hate these, because he was involved.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, I don't feel like he had as much power in these that he did.
I don't think he did.
He's more of a consultant.
But his name was on there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you just wanted to get your dig in there.
I can get my dig in there. I'll do my dig in there to the MCU bitches all day long.
I agree, like, the MCU, the fanboys are crazy.
Like, ever since the end of Phase 2, they've got insane. Because I love the MCU, but now I don't love the MCU fans.
No.
Because I'm like, you guys are just getting nuts now. You're insulting everything that's not MCU.
And not only that, but, like, yeah, they're insulting everything that's not MCU.
Yeah.
Everything that's not
and
MCU.
everything MCU is perfect. It's not.
But unless it's like Captain Marvel. Like, for some reason, Captain Marvel gets a lot of hate.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, the movie wasn't the greatest, but it also wasn't the worst of the MCU.
Yeah.
But I feel like, they moved from attacking everything that's not MCU to now attacking people, like actors and actresses that they don't like for whatever reason.
They're just like...
Because we talked about the Brie Larson stuff, so I'm not going to go into that.
Yeah.
But I still feel like really? Like, fuck, like...
No.
What is wrong with you
They're
people?
just like, social media has really turned people into assholes. I mean, it's
like,
as
and
simple as
unapologetic.
that.
Like, it's literally like
honestly,
Superman's Nurse 99. Fuck the Marvel Universe and fuck everybody, and I'm untouchable because you don't know who I am.
Like, shitting on Dark Phoenix to the degree that when it finally opens, it bombs because you spread so much hatred on that thing. Like, make a better movie. You sitting at home fucking touching your wiener watching YouTube all day long, make a better movie.
Yeah, exactly. I sell you on that. I'm with you on that one because it's like, if you could do better, then do better.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of sitting there on your high horse in front of your fucking gold keyboard, make a better movie. Okay?
Mm-hmm. I think I'm done with Last Stand.
I think I'm done with Last Stand.
I agree with, Angel and Juggernaut were sad, poor points, but I do think there's a lot of good in the movie that people
I will say this,
straight up overlook as a writer's development.
I will say this though, like, because I literally rewatched this last night, so the stuff that I really liked, I wish I gave it more credit in previous conversations about this movie, because, like, the script is a distinct drop down, yes, and the cinematography is a distinct drop down, yes, the direction is also a distinct drop down for the most part. There are some standout sequences and scenes that are really, really cool. Even the aspect with the kid being the cure. I thought that was a really cool take on it.
Yeah, I did too.
And the stuff they did visually. Like, I still love when Hank goes to talk to the kid and they show his hand and he is mystified because that's the first time in a long time that he's seen his own hand without claws and blue fur. So it's like, okay, I get that. I still think, like, I would say, like, of the original, like, superhero phase or whatever you want to call it, like, this is still worse than Spider-Man 3. There's more in Spider-Man 3 that I like than this movie. Okay. But I also feel like, I actually feel part of the problem is, they both had massive studio interference. This one I felt was rushed, and that could be also why some of the sequences I feel aren't as good. I don't know if it's rushed.
Not so much that it was rushed, but the fact that it was just about to go to filming and Singer left for Superman.
Well, yeah.
Which left them like, what the fuck? We don't have a director now.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we're shooting next month. Because I remember Ratner, like, jumped right on. Like,
literally
he went from Rush Hour right over to X-Men.
That's right.
Rush Hour 2 or
No,
3.
I think you're right. Rush Hour 2. No, Rush Hour 3 is still after this.
Right, so maybe it was 2. Maybe it wasn't Rush Hour. It was another one of his movies. He literally jumped from one to right to this, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, last minute, like, well, I'm available, I guess.
No, wait, no, not Singer, Ratner.
Ratner, yeah.
Yeah, because Singer went, we're just about to film. Yeah, but Superman Returns, son.
Yeah. Yeah, and I kind of feel like Cyclops was meant to be in this more, too.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like,
And then
not only are we gonna leave,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Cyclops with me.
Marston's coming with me. And it's just
So
like,
that would be kind of what, not necessarily why it feels rushed, but messy. It's not as polished. So Spider-Man 3, not infinitely better. It's just more polished.
it's
a more polished turd,
time.
is what it is.
It's more polished turd.
Yeah, it's a shinier piece of shit than this one. Sure, there's a lot of good corn nuggets in both movies, but it is still shit.
Mm.
That's about it.
That's good.
That's good.
Well, that has been the original Trilogy Camcast. You want to hop into Wolverine or the First Class next?
I actually was thinking Wolverine.
I was thinking Wolverine too.
I like that. A little bit of an in-between palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Especially because that is a trilogy that starts off here.
The opposite.
And goes to here.
Yeah, the opposite.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
We literally agree in the sequence of how our favorite movies are. We just agreed.
Yeah.
Although, in retrospect... Actually, you know what? I'm not going to say anything else. Because, of course, why...
We'll get to it.
Waste it.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it in 2 weeks.
How about let's bookend another Camcast with Spider-Man?
No, thank you for stopping by. If you enjoyed this video, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, right here on YouTube, and Apple Podcasts.
That's right.
Also, don't forget, we want your opinion on what we're going to talk about for Camcast 50.
Otherwise, I'm just going to take my clothes off.
And we'll talk about everything from the waist down for 2 hours, and you'll...
And I'm going to choose my words carefully, minute detail.
Mm-hmm.
I use that word because I have a minute penis.
You wouldn't know with all the hair down there.
No, that's pretty clean.
Oh, yeah.
I currently have a mustache. And nothing else.
That's a great spot to quit right
No,
there.
no. Because if you want, I could have showed up with chin straps. Just like this around my nutsack. These pancakes are delicious.
Yeah. See you next time.
These pancakes are delicious.